I know. I'm afraid if I did this, I'd
You're
fall.
okay.
I texted you. You must not have got it. Do we use your gold headphones right here? I will have the adapter already in, so you can just plug it in for him. Yeah, that'd be great. So he can listen.
Guys, you know how it works, right? The whole show isn't about
Did either of you guys
but
want
if you
hot
chime in, we'll just become people. It helps overall image. And
we do want to run a special today, one-day special, 109.
Just for us.
Just today here on K-House. The last time we ran it here, we booked over 100 jobs.
Let's do it.
So you got your work cut out for you.
Let's do it.
See if we. He killed it last time.
Now who? Mark did it?
Yeah, Mark did it. Mark, last time we ran that special.
Show did it. But because Mark was doing it, we're going to put it on him, and I have to try to beat that.
Yeah. What was the final number?
It was really 100, huh?
I think on the show, I think we did 70.
Suzanne, remind me to raise Zero Res's rates, please, after the show.
Listen,
Tom, you were much better. You may need to find a different assistant.
sit down.
Yeah.
Where is
for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email
Come
security
on, we're gonna log in.
expert detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows
Okay,
you
so
to
do you use
recover
the plug
data
in?
without having to surrender to extortion.
Hey, Mark, were you ever able to change that new logo on everything?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I did it that day, man.
Okay.
Just double
I
check
assumed you
it.
did. That's why I didn't bother you again.
I don't think it was a big deal. It's just one logo, right?
Yes.
Can't work for everyone.
Oh
That's
my
why
God!
we created
Every
the
time I
build
go to
for
my
you.
inbox, it's just
Healingstreet.com.
this is I gotta stop with these. I gotta get. I'm unsubscribing every day.
Isn't it amazing how many emails come through?
Sometimes I wonder if you unsubscribe, all you do is tell them
That's
it's
right.
real.
Mark, it's not supposed to, but
I bet you it does, though. I've done it. I've unsubscribed, and then I get other emails from it. It just verifies that you're there, and they resend it.
Then you get twice as many.
Yep.
Well, now they do this new thing. You go to unsubscribe, and then it takes you to your email preferences.
So how's life?
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, the Consumer Show, where I am solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life
A little easier. I'd like to believe if you used my referralist.com, the oldest and the most original referral list anywhere, you would avoid problems, and most do. We may get 1 out of 1,000 problems of all the inquiries, 1 out of 1,000. And out of those, I would say 99% of them are solved. But nothing is perfect, so 0.1% now and then will happen to be something. But you know the good part? We find out and we publicize it. We get it out in the open. We do not hide from anything on this show. So, it's the only show that really hands the power of the airwaves over to you. This is really your show. In fact, I do something on my show called Why Am I Special? As a way of emphasizing how important you are to the show. And here's what I'm going to do. 303-713-TALK. You're going to, if you have a service, a business, or whatever, you're going to get 15 seconds on the air without me saying a word to say what you do and who you are. Then we'll ask a few follow-up questions and decide if you are special. You can give out your website, give out anything. That's free. 15 seconds. Think about that. I will time it 15 seconds and not say a word, but then I'm going to ask you a few follow-up questions to decide if you're special. Now, I don't want people calling and saying, well, I am a handyman and I'm honest. Okay? Honest is not special. Now, unfortunately, it seems like it is in today's world, right? But I mean, I want you to give me the edge that you have. Why are you special? 303-713-TALK. Why are you special? Now, we have a special guest from the referral list, Zero Res. So we can talk any questions you have on carpets, carpet cleaning. Zero Res, they say empowered water. I want to know why you are special, okay? Why are you special? Who's going to talk? Which one? Say your name and talk.
Shane Karen, one of the owners of Zero
Okay,
Res.
I'm going to start. 3, 2, 1. Why are you special? Let's play that game.
First and foremost, Tom, thanks for having us on the show. We love being here.
Okay.
But
now,
what makes us so unique and different is the fact that we're here to create raving fans. Yes, we have technology, and yes, there's not another system out there that can clean like we can, but we're in the business to create raving fans and lifetime customers, to do the right thing for our customers no matter what.
15 seconds right there. Now, what I want to know is, what is so special about your technology? You know, people, you know, in marketing, and what I love about this show, we cut through the mustard. People hear all kinds of marketing gimmicks. Now, I'm not saying gimmicks are wrong. In fact, some gimmicks are true and some aren't. A gimmick in itself doesn't mean it's wrong. It's a hook. Your hook is that you can come and clean my carpets, and you have, and there is not one speck of anything on those carpets. It doesn't feel sticky, no residue, no odors.
That's right.
It just feels clean. Why?
That's right.
What is it? What is empowered water? And if that's what it is, why don't I just take a bucket of water and clean my carpet?
Great question, right?
So what is
the difference
empowered
is,
water?
Tom, is we're obsessed with clean. We're obsessed with clean, and the difference is our technology. Empowered water is just one of a 3-part system, a patented proprietary system to Zero Res.
What is the water?
Water is electrolyzed oxidative water.
Oxidated
water. It's
water.
not new technology. We've just applied the science to carpet and living surfaces care.
So what do you do to the water?
So we take your regular tap water.
Is it hydrogenated, did we say, or not?
No, it's electrolyzed oxidative fluid. We run it through an electrolysis system and process so that we create sodium hydroxide spheres through a physical change, not a chemical change. And I don't want to get through all that science.
But I like to know. The water itself is infused, right? Kind of, not with anything, but with
we change the molecular structure of the water.
Yeah, you take the gas that's already there.
We change the molecular structure so that we can break down dirts, oils.
What part do you use? Nitrogen, hydrogen? What part of the gases do you concentrate?
It's the sodium hydroxide sphere is what we create.
Sodium hydroxide.
So that's the sphere, and it's a physical change. And so scientists that are out there will understand the difference between a chemical change and a physical change.
Right.
So we're able to break down.
When you do the physical change, the water then is able to repel or attract differently.
We break down oils and lipids and dirt and soil in your carpet, bind to it, and then we're able to flush it out of the carpet or off the surface without leaving any residue behind.
Zero soap.
That's right. We do not use any soap, certain shampoos, or harsh toxic chemicals to clean.
All right. So if anyone has any questions, give us a call. They're going to have a special. They're here as guests. We never have a one-topic show, but, man, we have a lot to talk about, okay? And remember, why you are special. If you want 15 seconds to tell us why you're special, give us a call. You can use any one of the lines, including 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Vicki, you have an update on a guy that threw a chew spit on your car. I believe it was like a road rage thing, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was. You called what, a week ago or so, and
no, it was like a month ago.
Okay, it was a while ago. And what was the issue again? I remember.
Well, he was tailgating me, cut me off, brake checked me, and then he ended up throwing his cup of chew spit and coffee at me.
Right. It was disgusting. And what happened? Yeah. What did you do then?
So I called 911, and I ended up having to go to Littleton Police and file my report. Then we went back to September 20th, both of us, and he pled guilty and had to do a road rage class.
Wait, so he did plead guilty. Good.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a ticket, too?
I got a ticket.
Yeah, he accused her.
Driving. So I got discovery Monday morning. My court date was Monday morning to go back. So I got discovery, and so the prosecutor called me back, and she wanted to listen to my 911 tape, but she hadn't had a chance to, and she was kind of fuzzy on the details, and she said, "Oh, you're the one that called, right?" And I said, "Yes." So she was reading something, and she said, "Did you get discovery?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, and I'm not surprised that he lied, but what he said, he told the officer in Littleton that I was irate and called him all these profanities.
And where does it stand right now?
Well, she said, "I'm going to have the judge go ahead and dismiss this."
Good.
So I got my ticket all dismissed.
Good.
And everything's all done, so I just wanted to update you on what happened.
Well, thank you very much for doing that. Do you know what the final outcome is? His was he had to go to traffic class?
He has to do a road rage class. He has to pay fines, court costs, and he has to be a good driver for a year, or he'll get 10 days in jail or something like that.
Okay. All right. What we have is basically write one out here. Hers was dismissed. He got a bit of a charge. Road rage, what a waste of time. What a waste of time. 303-713-TALK. Robert, what's happening? Hello, Robert. What's going on?
How you doing?
What's going on with you?
Oh, just buying a house in Richmond Homes.
And how can we help you?
I have put $25,000 down.
Yes.
And trying to get it back because I no longer didn't get to close on the home.
Okay, so what's the issue?
Basically, we were told that we will not be receiving our $25,000 back because we couldn't sell our home.
Okay, now, as part of your original agreement, did you agree to sell your home?
We were under the understanding with our original salesman that we're going to have to sell our house.
To qualify, right? You have to sell your existing home. And in the contract, did it say that you agreed to sell your home?
Yeah, we had to sell our home because I couldn't qualify for two homes.
Right. And that was part of your sales agreement?
Yes.
And when you could not sell your home, what would happen?
We would forfeit $25,000.
So you knew this was, you went into a contract like that? I would never do that. So your contract says, if you can't sell your home, you're going to forfeit $25,000.
Unfortunately, yes, because I went in without representation.
Oh my gosh. I just can't believe it.
I believe didn't you quit trying to sell your house, though?
We had our house on the market with their realtor that they provided to sell our home if we use their lender.
Well, you should have had Frank Duran, the real estate man. There's your first mistake.
Here's what I'm getting to, though. If I talk to these guys and you're still going to try to sell your house and we get Frank involved to get your house sold quick and we can save this $25,000, do you want to move forward?
I personally do not want to move with Richmond Homes.
There you go.
As rude as they were to us.
Okay, see, this is the thing we get all the time. It's what I call the hurt feelings. So really, even though we're able to work through this, you want out anyway. So you're going to lose your $25,000 because there is no hurt feelings clause.
No.
So you're willing to walk away for $25,000. I just don't understand the reasoning. I don't understand it.
What's the real deal? Why, you don't like the new house?
This contingency, Mark, is what I don't understand. How does anyone agree to this?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not looking at each detail. I'm taking you at your word. That it says...
Here's what they're going to say.
In other words, where is it mentioned? I don't see where it's mentioned that you're going to sell your house. Where does it mention that?
In the contract at the moment, I don't have it on me, but
okay.
I have... when we started with the original guy, it was verbal to him that what we are intending to do.
If you're in default of that contract and you forfeit $25,000, that's one thing. But what puts you in default? It may not be the sale of your home. It may be that you can't close. In other words, because you didn't sell your house. I don't see where it says you have to sell your house. But you're not able to close. No matter what, for argument's sake here, let's say you're in default. You lose the $25,000. And you're telling me if we can find a way to move forward and you move forward, you're saying no. You don't like them to such a point where you don't want anything to do with them. You're willing to forfeit the $25,000, right?
Well, the house is already back on the market, the home that we were having built by Richmond. They already have it on the market and raised the price of it already.
And that's another thing. Do you get your $25,000 back if they sell it? It seems to me like they're unjustly being enriched if they can make all of that money back, that there was no loss due to your breach. It just really seems like a screwy deal.
Well, the home that we were buying was $500,000. We put $25,000 down, and then when all this fell through, October 5th is when we were supposed to close. They raised the price to $525,000 of the home, so they keep our $25,000 plus gain another $25,000.
Okay, I'm going to
Look at the bottom of that.
I want to take this break, and I'll look at this. Hold on.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Good news. That earlier wreck southbound by 20.
They were going to move from a house.
It's not subject to a contingency of selling the house.
It's made in from Castle Rock to Castle Rock. So like it might even be the same neighborhood. I think they made a quick decision, decided not to do it, and they thought the best way out was they were going to offer so much for
They're
their
not
other
required.
house.
It says specifically they're not required.
Well, I don't know. I just found it handed to me. I didn't read it.
They are not required. It says NA, not actual. So he was just unable to close. That's what it is. It's a very simple problem. Here, look at it. It's very simple, Mark. Look at it.
They like it that much.
Well, yeah, it's saying it's not subject to any existing property.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So what happened is he should have went in with a realtor.
They're good.
Right?
The youngest got a car, and he's a junior at Rock Canyon, and the oldest is up at CSU and loving it. Enjoying CSU? Loves CSU, and just got accepted at Chi Omega sorority.
Yeah, there's nothing there, man. And there's nothing in here that talks about the...
And she's a journalism major now, so the head of journalism has a friend at the New York Times and said he might be able to work
Do an intern.
even in her sophomore year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's
that's good.
She's on the school newspaper. Yeah.
Did you do that at school?
I didn't. No, she's going to go to med school. She's just a good writer.
Hey, I'm on the air, Mallory. What's going on?
Ben?
No, that's right. I sent you an email. I'm going to have that guy call you. I don't know if you can help him with that particular deal. You think outside the box pretty good. He only had a certain amount of time to do a light property trade. And it looks like he sent it to the title company on the right date and everything else. We'll take a look at that. But more importantly, he could become a good, just long-term client. All right, I got to run.
Yeah, work's good.
It is? You're always been busier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. We're expanding. We just expanded to an office.
Yeah.
Just to the east of our north. So we've got 3 different
Tell me
buildings.
about that. Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out how that's all going to work out.
Well, talk to him on that. All right, I got to go.
Is that
Bye.
the Marty guy? Yeah, I was in there. I mean, that sounds like a customer license. I couldn't hear it, but he was loud and he was mad.
Calls ignored, then told by several people.
That's 429-60.
So,
Five times.
well, where is he located?
Liz, can I ask you something? We generated them 100 calls off their last show. Why don't you use that and get us some more endorsements and explain how good we do at that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, that's why they love the show.
He call in right now?
But find someone close to their industry that doesn't compete with them and just get it sealed.
Yeah, I absolutely. Well, this is that time of the year for me.
Perfect.
I'm working on next year.
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No two loans are the same. They will work
I'm just going to take care of this one
best
here
for
really quick.
you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-667-7000. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 1367.
Non-refundable. All references in this agreement
45 Ideal.
of the deposit or the personalization deposit to the buyer shall not include appraisal fees. Oh, that's weird. That is strange. They walked in without representation and got okey doke. But more than that, they decided they didn't want the house, man.
Oh my gosh.
I actually had one that was good last night.
Because now you talk about the unintended effects of what you propose, which is to make life, good quality of life, unaffordable for most people. Climate change is a ruse, it is a cult, and it is basically a hoax. Is that enough for you? Ross Kaminsky, tomorrow morning at 5 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW. Michael Brown.
Afternoons 4-7. A candidate for the United States Congress has said she stands by her claim she can get back into an alien spaceship at age 7. Seems perfectly qualified to me. Join me at 4 o'clock for more Reverend Talk Radio.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome. Okay. The way we read this contract, there is no contingency to sell your house whatsoever. It says, in fact, very specifically, this contract is not contingent on that. Not. So here's the bottom line. You signed a contract with Richmond Homes to sell your home by a certain time, to buy a home by a certain time, period. Whether you sold your home or not has nothing to do with that contract, except you could not qualify for the new home. You breached the contract, clearly breached the contract. And according to the terms that you signed, I'm not talking about according to what is good and holy. According to the terms of that agreement, you forfeit the 25 grand.
I would still argue, just because I know someone over there, and I don't make any promises here, but if he's willing to get back into the deal or buy a Richmond home, we might be able to do something.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But I hear him, and he's pissed off. Really, he's pissed off. Why are you pissed off?
What's the real reason he didn't want out?
What did they do? What was so bad? What was so egregious about what they did? Yeah, I don't really see it. I don't see anything they did wrong. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know if it was worth all that. But
I think their contention was he was trying to sell his house too high as well, and the reason it wouldn't sell is because you had it priced out of the market, but that's, I'm kind of guessing there.
Well, what they meant was that if you're not willing to at least do something towards selling your house, it wasn't like, okay, but what I'm saying is they wanted you to drop the price of your house because you had this pending sale. I mean that wasn't part of the contract.
They could really care less if you sold your house or not. They just wanted you to close on this house.
Yeah, you could, any way you can, you just breached the contract. I don't know what else to say, man. Yeah, and all of this doesn't really, this, as they say, is all water under the bridge. Doesn't matter at this point. You lost it.
Is there any...
I'm telling people, you better be very careful when you are in a situation like this.
Because you got a problem.
if you can't make closing, yes, they can take your money. That is terrible. 303-713-TALK. Ruby in Wyoming. Go ahead, Ruby. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube as well, live all up and down the Front Range in Colorado Springs as well. Go ahead, Ruby.
Hi, Tom.
What's happening?
Well, I am a convicted felon.
Yes. And?
My ex-husband, who I went back to 9 times, and then I was finally done, has been coming over to my property.
Okay, what does this have to do with anything now? You're a convicted felon.
Yes. Okay, I'm up against the system, is what I feel, Tom.
Like how? What's going on?
Because he has family.
Yeah, but what? Okay, you're telling me you're speaking in broken thought patterns. First, you said I'm a convicted felon. Second, you said your husband keeps coming over to your property. Third, you said the system is working against you. Fourth, you said he has family. None of that means anything to me.
What's the problem?
So let's start at the beginning. You're a convicted felon, and you're obviously divorced. Is that right?
Correct.
And there is some kind of contention between you and your ex. Is that right?
Correct.
When you say he keeps coming to your home, I assume it is uninvited.
Correct.
And what is the reason for his visits to your home?
Because he thinks that I'm seeing somebody else.
And is he jealous?
Yes.
Okay, so he is trying to interfere with your life.
Yes.
Does he say that? Hey, Ruby, I don't want you seeing anyone else?
Not in those nice of words, but yes.
Tom? So, has this resulted in some kind of trouble, more trouble that you're in?
Yes.
What?
He came over, I asked him to leave.
And?
He busted a locked gate open.
Yeah.
Came in, and an altercation started. He was attacking me, and I finally called the sheriffs. And he was arrested, domestic.
Okay.
Criminal trespassing.
As he should. Then what?
They took him to the hospital. The sheriff called me and said that the jail so-and-so and so-and-so is upset because they do not know how he got released.
And so they let him back out?
Yes.
But you should have a restraining order, right?
I went in. This happened October 6th.
But what does all this have to do with you being a felon?
During the altercation, in self-defense, I picked up a piece of broken flower pot and flung it as he's approaching me.
Yeah?
And it hit his truck window. I was ticketed for this broken window.
And what was it called? The charge.
Damage.
Okay. So, did they know it was self-defense?
Yes, that's what I admitted, and I told them it was not intentionally. I was not.
And what happened?
I have to go to court tomorrow.
Okay. Now, Suzanne, what were you going to tell me?
A couple of things. There's been more incidents than that she needs to tell you about, but I think it needs to be said. They were married 6 months. They have been divorced for 10 years.
Okay. Why is this going on after 10 years?
That's the issue, Mr. Martino.
Well, do you have a continued relationship with him on and off, Ruby?
When he kicks me out to be homeless and I'm down and I'm needing him, he doesn't want anything to do with me. When I get myself back up, that's when he comes back.
But you have over the last 10 years since your divorce, you have had him back, so to speak. You have had him back. You guys have had a relationship on and off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's a toxic relationship, we call it. And so right now you have to go to court, and what is your question?
Well, he broke a protection order that I got with the safe house October 13th on a Friday.
Okay.
On a Tuesday, a witness and I saw him drive by my home. It was also on video camera, but he admitted to it.
Okay, so where are we going with this? What's going on? What do you need to know? Help me here.
Well, the district attorney advocate has not notified me on any court dates or anything. Because of his connections, he's got a high high-profile attorney here in Cheyenne, they're going to set on me that I was a criminal for breaking this window.
Because you have a history.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Ruby, have you thought about moving away?
Mr. Martino, I did move away last year.
And he followed you?
Yes, sir.
So because of your background, you don't feel you're getting a fair shake?
That's exactly right.
But you stabbed him with a screwdriver, didn't you?
No, sir. It was in self-defense. I poked him. They put a Band-Aid on it.
Okay. What's the next legal thing you face right now? What is it?
Going to court over this broken windshield.
Tomorrow,
okay. Tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You need to get an attorney or go to court tomorrow and ask them for an extension or a delay. And then you need a criminal defense attorney. Now, Joseph A. Lazara, I don't know if he practices up there. I don't know. We can find out. He's a great attorney. He can let you know. He can find out and maybe give you a referral up there. Yes, Suzanne?
I don't think Ruby can afford an attorney, Tom. And just from experience, I'm sure you know this, it's very hard to retain an attorney the day before the court date.
No, you can't.
The day before.
But you can go in and say, I'm attempting to get an attorney, and I don't have one. They will usually give you at least a delay. But, Ruby, here is something you need to know. There are no free criminal defense attorneys at all, ever.
That's not true.
No, I don't know of any, Mark.
Yeah, they're assigned by the court if
well,
you're indigent.
if she's indigent. Are you indigent, Ruby? Do you own property or anything? Perhaps you can get a free attorney. You can go in and ask for representation, and they have to give it to you.
No, sir, I was in a financially dependent, abusive relationship.
Okay, then you need to go in and ask for that's the very first thing you do, is ask for a public defender. You need that. Ask for a public defender. Tell them that you've tried to secure counsel on your own and you can't afford it. And ask them if they would appoint a public defender. I mentioned Joe Lazara, so let me just complete that. This is exactly the kind of thing jams people get themselves into, where Joe comes to their aid. He also helps with DUIs and DWAI, which is something you see a lot when it comes to marijuana. There are no clear-cut standards for marijuana or shoplifting or stuff like that. If you're ever accused of any crime, Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. Now, while there is no such thing as cheap and no money or free, Joe is very, very reasonable in fees, and he will work with clients. 303-429-6200, and you can see Joe on my referral list at referralist.com. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Larson Tax Relief. I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Larson Tax Relief. If you owe back taxes, if it's been years since you filed, these guys are the best. They're smart, they have a fantastic team of experts, and will understand your situation. Their name says it all. Larson Tax Relief. Relief from your tax debt problems. Larson will get you the absolutely best possible resolution. You won't have to worry about your wages being garnished or losing your house. Larson will get between you and the IRS. They'll save you thousands and thousands of dollars. I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts, and you can too. 844-LARSON-TAX, or check them out at LarsonTaxRelief.com. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON-TAX. Larson Tax Relief is the only tax relief and audit organization I endorse on my referral list at referralist.com.
Bet you didn't know this. Broadcast radio reaches more people in America than TV. Yeah, AM/FM radio. The radio that's free in your car, your kitchen, and your office. Broadcast radio reaches more adults, teens, and millennials. More of everyone. Even more shoppers. Broadcast radio reaches 93% of Americans every week. That's bigger than TV, Facebook, and Google. If you're a marketer who needs to reach new fans, visit iHeartMedia.com. For one place, everyone is listening. AM/FM radio.
Your furnace needs checking. That dripping faucet is really getting on your nerves. And you don't want to fix that electrical problem yourself. Lynn and Michelle here, the sisters from Brothers. Luckily, when you hunker down your household for another season, one call does it all. Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. It's all right there in our name. One call, one company, lots of problems solved. Get it all taken care of before cold weather sets in.
Call 303-451-5057. Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Electric.
Online at brothersplumbing.com.
I'm Britt Marino.
And I'm Alan Janae from CBS 4 This Morning. You're already on your way.
You need to know where traffic is bad and what the weather will bring. Start your day with CBS 4 and know before you hit the road.
We'll set you up to have a great day. At CBS 4, we're covering Colorado first.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Are you unable to eat the foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live a normal life, even afraid to go out in public? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here. I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of so you can live your life the way you want, with the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental, we want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation where you can find out for yourself if you are comfortable at Barrett's Dental. We offer total dental solutions, meaning we can handle all of your dental care in one convenient location without referring.
Well, is it just me or is that last caller a nut? You think she's a nut? Her and that guy has probably been fighting forever. She said when she's homeless, he wants nothing to do with her as soon as she gets her stuff together, which means she's got some form of drug issue, or else, you know, she's not going up and down like a roller coaster.
Or he's just completely taking advantage of her.
Picture your home with new windows.
Maybe.
This fall, you can save on it all during Champion's Fall Season Super Sale.
If he literally followed her somewhere, that's pretty weird.
Will have your energy bills falling year-round.
Yeah, you could hear the fear in her voice a little bit.
Yeah, but she's leaving a lot out that she left up the voicemail, like stabbing him with a screwdriver.
Well, she poked him, right?
Yeah, poked him, yeah. It's just a Band-Aid.
Band-Aid with 25 stitches.
It sounds like, honestly, if I had to guess, at one point it was two drug addicts. They got married and fought like hell.
Yep.
I'm glad you didn't put him on the air. Yeah, I appreciate that.
We should try to get him on. Hey, let's try to get her worse half on.
Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its
She seems a little unstable even on the call right there.
Yeah.
Up and down.
She's got issues, there's no doubt. Here's why she's calling. She's trying to get an attorney for tomorrow because she's facing charges. If those cops, you would have to think if the sheriff's department thought this was all self-defense, they're not giving her a ticket for property damage. She's probably leaving off the fact when he pulled up, she threw something through his window or something.
In a domestic violence, don't they have to ticket both people?
I don't think both. I think, well, in Colorado, I think they have to. That's kind of a rumor.
Somebody has to go away, though?
Yeah, somebody has to be charged.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, not both. Are you sure even though someone has to be charged?
No, they don't, because that 3 or 4 times. No.
I know what you were going to say.
Somebody has to be taken away.
No, it's not
I don't
true.
think they have to be.
It's not true. If someone broke that.
Hi, Tom Martino,
Yeah.
with Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Okay. We are trying to help, but people, I'm going to give you a little hint. It's really difficult when you call the day or the night before you're going to go to trial. We have Zero Res with us, and they want to do a special for everyone listening today. ZeroResDenver.com. Should they call the number or go to the website for this special? They have to book today. It doesn't have to be done today, right?
Correct, yeah. The best option is probably to call.
Okay, you must book today. You do not have to have it done today. 3 areas. Now, they used to say 3 rooms, but that's impossible because the way things are built now, rooms are weird. I mean, a room could be considered a whole apartment. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if there are no walls. So you can't. So we had to say 3 areas.
And, Tom, an area is up to 200 square feet or a 10 by 20
good.
area.
Yeah, that's a big area, but you have to, you know, put some limits on it. So that's a lot of room. 3 big areas, okay? Up to 200 square feet each.
Per area.
So that's like, you know, if you're in an open apartment, you'd have a living room, you'd have a dining area, you'd have a bedroom, or you'd have a kitchen area if you have carpet, whatever. Okay, now, 3 areas, $109. And That's for 3 areas. And then there's just a fee for handling of the water. And right now it's $11. That can go up or down depending on when they dispose of their water and all of their water handling fee. But right now it's $11. So they'll let you know, of course, up front what the water handling fee is. But 3 areas for $109 and then an $11 fee.
You guys keep saying that water's so safe you can drink it, but I've yet to see either of you, when you're in, drink it. Couldn't we get some of this water drank today?
Because it's dirty, right?
I'm certainly not drinking it after it comes out of someone's carpet.
That's what he meant.
You're crazy.
Before it goes.
Well, I think he should.
No, before it goes.
Challenge. You drink it first.
I would drink, Mark, I would drink it before it goes in.
Would you go get him a cup of this water, please?
No, before it goes in. Nobody would drink their solution, not even that way. I'm saying before it goes into the carpet. But when it comes out, obviously it has cat urine or debris or whatever it has.
So what do you say?
Nasty crap, right?
Yeah, you're not going to drink that.
We don't drink it before. I think that's a business practice that we're just not going to get in the habit of. But we've spent millions of dollars scientifically testing it.
It's not poison.
It is green. It's safe.
It's not poison.
And we don't anticipate or expect our technicians to go drink it before they go clean Mrs.
Anyway,
Jones'
let's go to the phones. 303-713-TALK. Joshua held a long time. Go ahead, Joshua. What's going on?
Just a minute while I take you off speakerphone.
Okay, sir. And we haven't had anyone call. They can call 303-MARTINO right now, 303-627-8466, to get a free microphone to talk about why they are special, whether it's a business or a service. Okay, go ahead, Joshua. What's going on?
Yeah, so I just recently started a commercial lease with a kind of a storefront. And
okay, are you going into business?
Well, I'm starting, and I kind of just got everything going and moved into this location, signed a lease. Been here since February of 2017, and initially coming in, there was a problem with the door lock. The landlord said he would address that.
What was the problem, door lock?
Well, when you come in, as you come in, it'll like twist, and then it won't, if it's not lined up perfectly, it won't unlock. And I asked him, well, what happened to this window? It's the same window that the door is attached to. And he said that the person that was renting before had kicked it, so they replaced it with the plexiglass. And it's it's two like kind of French door, I guess, that's the only thing I could call it, entryway. And one of the doors has been replaced, side has been replaced with the plexiglass. But anyway, so he never addressed that. When I bring that up, he has gotten to the point where he's really irate and just, I can't...
Wait. He's irate just because you bring up the door.
Yeah, with the door, he said that, because I had told him at one time, well, maybe I can look into getting you a quote to help you out, because... How
often does it screw up?
Well, pretty much every time you have to, if I have somebody else come here, they can't, sometimes they don't know how to use it.
They don't know how to get out once you unlock it, or what?
Well, they don't know how to get in, and then I don't know if there was an occurrence where I guess it slipped, then maybe you can get stuck in. I'm not sure. I've never actually been stuck inside of it.
Okay, so does it have a keyhole on each side?
Yes, it does. And it's just like a round mechanism.
I know. It's very cheap. Have you ever thought, Joshua, about just fixing it?
Yeah, and that wasn't the main issue. So then the next issue was that when I had the paint done, I had somebody come in and paint. They noticed that there was a leak from the tenant above, which is the sewer, like a sewage kind of drain pipe for their toilet. You can hear the toilet flush and bathtub and whatever else is connected to it.
He noticed the leak.
Had continually leaked, and I told him at the point of...
And so when you tell the landlord, he gets pissed off again, doesn't he?
Yeah. So then
he just sounds like a bad landlord, man. I mean, is this a maintenance guy or is this a landlord? You got some common problems, okay? The door doesn't, the locking mechanism doesn't work smoothly, and now you got a small sewage leak from upstairs. He should just take care of this stuff. What, does he make you feel intimidated to talk to him?
He tries to bully, So then I had beyond that, I have another leak that happens when it rains, and there's a roof, but then it's like there's a residential kind of apartment above it. So
all right, so were any of these leaks fixed?
No.
Okay.
When I brought it up now because I'm getting to the point where I want kind of either him to fix it or I need to get out of here.
Then just do a constructive eviction and get the hell out of there. Why mess with this guy?
Okay.
Do you know what a constructive eviction is?
I do. At this point, I'm kind of, because this whole month, I've been trying to figure out what my options were.
Here's what your options are. They're very simple. You either get them to fix it or you do a constructive eviction. You keep track of what's wrong. Leaks and a lock are good enough for a constructive eviction. You put everything in writing in an email trail acknowledged by him. You give him a time period to fix it. 10 days would be reasonable. If not, you are moving and you expect to get your deposit back. And if you do all of those things and he will not give your deposit back, we'll fight with you to help you to get it back. It's that easy. That's what you need. Hey, Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal, is getting ready for winter. They have a lot of four-wheel drives right now and a lot of pickup trucks. Go see them. They also have, of course, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, or sedans, coupes. They have all-wheel drive sedans, four-door. They have SUVs and vans. So here's what you do. Go there instead of some pot lot where you're going to get a lemon. Because I hear all the time from people who have come to me for help after shopping and buying without checking out Rocky's. So if you want to shop, if you want to buy, shop around. But before you buy, at least put Rocky's on the list. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. Rocky's Autos. And remember, it's 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. Not only variety in cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans, but also variety of financing. 40 lenders to choose from. Rocky's, 63rd and Federal.
We're setting it up right now so they can book online also.
We didn't give our phone number.
Problems in the drive across town. In fact, the highways are pretty wide open, with the exception of a couple of spots southbound 225 slow on the approach to I-25. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And delays on the westbound side of I-70 in the elevated portion. There's a crash reported on southbound 225 to south of I-70. Not seeing any.
So how long has this show been going, Tom?
Approach that section with caution.
38
years.
38 years, I'm that old.
75. Tonight mostly clear and a low of 43 tomorrow.
What's the next closest show?
Once again, and a high near 70.
There is nothing even close. Nobody's ever
the only one I think about is
what's
his bucket.
In the country.
I'm the longest running show in the country.
Congrats. That's amazing. 38 years.
With the same host. Yeah, there are other shows that have a continuation.
But not with the founding host.
Like All Things Considered is a show that...
Are you a homeowner who's...
Grand Ole Opry.
Way outweighs me.
Have you been here the whole time?
No, on and off
20
for the whole time.
Denver market.
Close, 20.
I mean, you know, in the beginning, then not, then back.
We all know home values are higher than they've ever been.
So
that's impressive, man.
40% more than when you bought them.
Keep that going.
Mark was my first fill-in and my last.
Mortgage insurance can go away, putting extra money in your
I don't think I had a
every
fill-in
month.
before.
So why not let the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Finance...
Just didn't run when you're on vacation and you ran?
No. Before him, I had Vesa. When he came in, he was one of the few that could take over. And then, of course, when he wasn't around, then I used someone else. I even actually used him when he didn't work for me, or with me. I used him to fill in still. But then we did. And then...
and you might be able to close in as fast as 10 days. Call now, 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
For many businesses, hiring is tough. You want access to highly qualified...
Ain't that the truth?
And you don't want to sign a long-term contract or pay upfront fees. That's why you need Indeed.com. Delivering 6 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research.
Boy, John Deere must have crushed it today on something.
Credit to give their first job post.
Well, what happened? I just am watching their stock. They usually never have this kind of volume.
That's Indeed.com/credit.
You do day trading?
Yeah.
You do?
It's time to break the cycle of addiction. Don't go another day. Addiction will never go away on its own. If your loved one is abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, or other hard illegal drugs, maybe it's due to depression, trauma, or other mental health issues, you're not alone. Get help at the Raleigh House today. Call the special information line. No cost, no obligation. Address your concerns. 720-893-5559. That's 720-893-5559. Raleigh House.
That's good research.
And right here in Colorado, local advisors Exploring various treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denial.
Oh, it's JD.com. I'm looking at the damn wrong company. I'm going, I've never seen volume like this in my life. No one's running out and buying tractors right now.
720-893-5559. Get the help you need at 720-893-5559.
Hi, this is Tiki Barber. My football career taught me the importance of being prepared for game time. And now that I own multiple businesses, being prepared means having capital when I need it. That's where Cabbage comes in with flexible lines of credit of up to $150,000. Apply online and get a decision right away. Withdraw funds when you need them without reapplying. Cabbage has supported over 100,000 small businesses. Get started at Cabbage.com/gametime or 888-CABBAGE. That's Cabbage with a K. 888-CABBAGE.
Line of credit is subject to credit approval. See terms and conditions.
Can you believe when Rocky got Rocky'sAutos.com, they got Rocky's
I know.
AutosInc.com, but they got nothing else. They didn't get IES.
Well, you did a spot, I heard.
And I did Rocky's Autos Inc.
Okay.
That's just because Chris put it in there. It's not.
I thought you were thinking of,
no.
I actually went to it to make sure it was valid.
It's both. We should use Rocky's Autos. But he put ink in there, and I wasn't thinking and just did it. But here's the point. They should have gotten ROCKIES.com. They should have gotten Rocky's Auto, not just Rocky's Autos. There were so many variations they could have gotten.
706. You're on 630. Hey, Hal.
Then the one that's we're going to do something to put it on there.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has a special now that I want you to take advantage of. It's the free trial period for any hearing aid. Get an evaluation and try it out free. What a great Christmas present for your family, for you to get a hearing aid so they don't have to say, Dad, Mom, you know what I mean? Or you're always saying, huh, what, huh, what, huh? So do me a favor. Call Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center and get an evaluation. You know, hearing loss can be fixed, or it could be a sign of something else, maybe temporary. Whatever it is, get them to check it out, Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa, all right? And then get that free evaluation with no obligation to check them out. Now, if you have tinnitus, that's a whole different story. That can accompany a hearing loss or just tinnitus. If you have tinnitus, they have one of the best treatments in the entire world called the Syncra. I want you to call about them. It truly eradicates tinnitus. 303-534-0163. 534-0163. Helpforringing.com is their website. So, Bob, what is new in your life?
I bought a mature or two mature tax liens from an individual. Okay, I filed them with the clerk and recorder in the county that they were supposed, need to be redeemed.
What year did you buy the tax lien?
I bought them in 2016. I filed the certificate.
Wait, how many did you buy in 16?
Two.
On two different properties?
Correct.
Okay, and then you bought two certificates, and then what happened then?
Well, in January, I filed it with the clerk and recorder in Herfinale County.
In January of what?
2017.
Okay, why did you do that?
Well, so that it would be in my name. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're not in your name yet. They're just a tax certificate. All you bought was the right to get interest on that certificate until it's redeemed or you foreclose.
Right, but I wasn't. I was dealing with other property and didn't want to. I went to the treasurer's office originally, and I said, I want to put these in my name.
All right, Bob, it doesn't really matter. What you did is what you did. But in 2016, you bought two tax certificates. The recording of those certificates is not required. Then what happened?
Well, and then 5 months later, the individual that I had bought them from sold one of them to another party, and they went down and they went to the treasurer and filed for a deed on the property, on one of them.
Okay.
So I had never got a tax notice to pay the 2016 taxes, so I contacted them, and that's when they told me that one of them had been
Okay, the one that was sold, the title company should have picked up on it. If you had a certificate, you should have been paid along with your interest.
Correct.
Why weren't you paid?
Well, because I didn't file for a treasury deed for the properties yet.
No, you don't have to go for a treasury's deed to get paid. Bob, do you know how tax liens work?
Yes, I've done a lot of them.
Okay, so have I. And you don't sound like you do, because if you bought a tax certificate or a tax lien in 2016 and it was sold, all you would get paid is the face value of the tax lien plus the default, the statutory interest rate.
Correct.
Okay.
You file for a deed, but I didn't file for a deed.
You file for a deed when you're going to take the property. You don't file for a deed to get paid on a tax certificate.
Right. When you file for a deed with the treasurer, what they do is you pay a fee to the county. They give the individual 3 additional months to either redeem their property or I get a deed for it, correct?
Yeah, but you can't even apply for a deed until you've had that certificate 3 years.
That's what I said. I bought them from an individual that had paid.
Okay, hold on. Ideal Home Loans has a better plan. They can help you with debt consolidation, but get it over with quickly.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were saving a grand total of $1,100 a month. We showed them how to take $600 of that $1,100, apply it back towards their new mortgage. They are going to be completely debt-free, mortgage and all, in just over 12 years.
Ideal Home Loans has a program to fit you. They don't just have one-size-fits-all. In fact, they don't even do that when it comes to approval, even though you're approved. And you are approved, most companies will just write you a loan. What they'll do is try to tweak your credit even further to get you better pricing. It only takes a few hours. It's not something that delays the process. In fact, it goes along with their 3-week guarantee to close you. And that goes for pre-approval when you're buying a home. So when you're buying a home, you can be like a cash buyer, because once you get approval, all you need is an appraisal and it's done. Whatever you're doing, check with Ideal Home Loans first, whether refinancing or purchasing. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump denies telling the widow of a soldier killed in action he must have known what he signed up for.
Didn't say what that congresswoman said. Didn't say it at all. She knows it, and she now is not saying it. I did not say what she said.
Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson says she was with the family during the call and that he did say it. The soldier's mother backs that up and tells the Washington Post the president disrespected her son, Sergeant David Johnson, who was killed in Niger 2 weeks ago. 3 people are killed with 2 injured in a workplace shooting in Edgewood, Maryland.
This does appear to be a target attack limited to that business.
A home improvement company called Advanced Granite Solutions.
We know that the suspect left driving a 2000 black Chevy.
Ed is on 6. He said, please tell you his tagline is Mr. Real Estate.
The prints, no word on a motive, schools are on
Okay.
lockdown.
Also, Mark, I've had this lady call me.
Is he on the referral list?
No, but he's a real estate expert that Tom likes getting on.
We should get him on. He would come on. He would come on.
So is this confusing? I have this lady who's called me a few times. She goes, Tom always gives out Compass's number wrong. And I need the right number.
303-996-9000.
I said, Tom doesn't give out the number wrong. So she shoots me the number, okay? She goes, but no area code is given. And so I know it's 719. I call it. It does ring through the Compass. There is a spot that plays down in KRO.
In the spring.
In the Springs, that's a 713599969. You call it, and it rings to Compass here. But they have no idea of that. I said, is this Compass Insurance with Brian Bird? She's like, yes. I said, so you guys also have this number as well? She goes, no, we don't. And I said, well, that's the number given out. I just wonder if it's confusing people when Tom gives out 996-9000, and then a whole another number is given out down there in their market, just so you know.
I still don't understand what you're saying.
The phone number for Compass given out on spots down in Colorado Springs
That's
is
7-1.
different than what Tom gives out on the air, and I just wonder if it confuses people.
If they
Just
hear
wonder-
it, I mean, if people are stupid, it would confuse them, but my God, how confusing is that?
I don't know.
If I call Walmart in Colorado Springs, it's a different number than
I didn't
Walmart
even know
in Castle.
Compass ran spots. I thought
Yeah.
everything was through the, Tom,
No, they run a ton of spots down there.
Okay.
More than 70 clinical studies. I'm consumer advocate.
I'd argue that.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
I would definitely argue that.
Years in all areas of business.
Hey, the phone number you give out's wrong.
We had that yesterday. He even sent the ad where our phone number appears.
These guys are
He
the
said,
best. They're smart,
it's not right. He sent me
fantastic
to
team of
Illinois.
experts and will understand
And so
your
I called it.
situation. Their name
And I was sent to zero.
Larson Tax Relief. Relief from your tax.
What do you make of that?
In Denver.
Larson will get you the absolutely best possible.
Maybe he's calling from Illinois.
But then he said, it's false advertising.
Larson will get between you and the
Because he missed
IRS.
that.
He'll save you
Because he
thousands
called the
and
wrong
thousands
number.
of dollars. I trust Ron and Jack Larson and their team of experts, and you can too. 844-LARSON-TAX, or check them out at LarsonTaxRelief.com. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON-TAX. Larson Tax Relief is the only tax relief and audit organization I endorse on my referral list at referralist.com. Never worry about breakdowns with Pro Auto Care. You'll have total peace of mind knowing you'll never be stranded because Pro Auto Care offers roadside assistance for each and every customer. When Pro Auto Care services your car, you get a free 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance. All makes and models, expert techs, 25 years in business.
So didn't break, you just dislocated it.
Pro Auto, that's 303 Pro Auto, or online at 303proauto.com.
Get ready to start flipping houses overnight for huge profits. Hi, this is Dean Kane, and I have an opportunity for you. The National Real Estate Network is now giving away their flipping kit for free. This kit has helped thousands of rookie investors just like you learn how to flip houses for large profits, and it can help you too. Call now to get your free kit and learn the secrets of flipping houses with other people's money or partnering with the National Real Estate Network to get your deals funded. Plus, learn how to get their new groundbreaking tax lien investing kit for free. That'll show you how to earn government-secured returns up to 18% annually and how to buy high-discount.
There's going to be foosball in the Olympics and poker.
Poker in the Olympics.
Olympics may soon feature.
And yet they want to take away wrestling.
Pole dancing, foosball, and poker. Whether the Olympics is changing.
That's got to be a joke.
No, man, it's an actual real article on Fox.
It's still got to be a joke, even if it's a real article on Fox.
The Switzerland-based Global Association of International Sports Federations earlier this month granted observer status to the International Federation of Match Poker, the International Pole Sports Federation, and the International Table Soccer Federation.
Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com.
Can you imagine having an Olympic medal for pole dancing?
Brand carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl tile. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Who will give you a free, no obligation quote in the convenience of your own home? SimplyFloorsInc.com. Who can save you up to 40%
So,
on
Tom, Mark, do you guys see patterns or issues that come up on your phone calls that are going through the city?
The kinds of problems, yes.
Yeah.
And what's trending, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
A lot of you see right now.
A lot of contracting is number one right now. And there were some other.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints. Zero Res is with us today. Zero Res Carpet Cleaning, and they're doing a special. So stay tuned because you can get that special. I'll give that number out. And here's the deal. If you book this special today, it doesn't have to be done today. Just book it. You'll get 3 areas for $109 plus a small water processing fee of $11. 3 areas for $109. So let me give that number out for that if you want that. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. Zero Res They always joke about it being spelled both ways, the same, forward and backwards.
It's a
Zero
palindrome.
res. I like that. Zero res. And by the way, zero res uses no soaps or emulsifiers or chemicals. It's all altered water. It's empowered water. Now, they just, whatever's in the water is manipulated within the water to make it clean better. So, we're talking about tax certificates. Tax certificates are something you buy when someone doesn't pay their tax. You're, in essence, loaning the money to the county. You're giving the money to the county for the tax. You're paying the tax. Then, the owner of that property is obligated to pay you a statutory amount of interest on that, plus the face value, eventually. And if he doesn't do it in 3 years, you can apply for a treasury's deed. That's it. It's that simple. Now, Ed Tomlinson is one of the experts. I always go to Ed, and he is with edtomlinson.com. We call him Mr. Real Estate. And, Ed, you've been in real estate a long time.
46 years.
And you wrote a book on this that we made available to the public. But the bottom line is a tax certificate could be a good investment. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes people get in the heat of these auctions and they pay premiums on the face value and end up actually losing money. So there's an art to buying tax certificates. We won't get into that right now. But the simple explanation is it's a guaranteed you're going to get either the principal with interest or you're going to get a treasury's deed, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's that simple. Now, I think I misunderstood our caller. I think what happened was Bob purchased from someone else some tax liens that were already aged. Is that right, Bob?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the tax liens that you bought, when were they aged? From what date?
You know, I don't know the exact date, but I know he had been paying on them for over 5 years.
Oh, so when you bought them in 2016, they were already 5 years old?
Yes.
Oh, that's why you went and wanted to apply for a treasury's deed.
Well, that's what I went. I didn't want to apply for a treasury deed because I was going to wait and accrue some more interest rather than just trading dollar for dollar.
Okay.
If I got paid back.
All right. So, but then you found out one of these certificates, they're two different owners, right?
Correct.
One of these owners, you were told, sold the property.
No. No. The individual that held the tax, had paid the taxes for 5 years, sold it to another person.
Sold what to another person?
The certificate or the treasury deed.
Oh, wait.
Not the treasury deed, but the right to claim a treasury deed.
Wait, he sold it to both you and them?
He sold it to me and another individual buying delinquent tax certificates.
Okay, so this guy basically committed fraud. He sold one thing twice.
Correct.
Okay, so then what happened?
Well, I took it, and usually you just go into the treasurer and you say, I want to have this put in my name, and they do it. Well, the clerk said, no, you need to record it. Well, usually when it's recorded, it goes to the assessor, and then the assessor goes to the treasurer. And everybody knows that I have claim to the property. Well, for some reason, that didn't take place. So in June, I checked to see where it was because I knew that I had to pay 2016 taxes, and they told me that it was double assessed. And the other individual had filed for a treasury deed on the property.
Did he get it?
I assume originally they told me, the treasurer told me they were just going to annul both and put it back on the auction, and they were going to lose the money for the past years. And
well, somebody, the guy that cheated you and cheated the other guy, I mean, he committed fraud. You need to go after him. The county doesn't owe you anything.
That's what but, you know, I don't think he did it out of malice. I think he just, it gets a little more confusing because he's taking care of the estate of the individual that bought him originally. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy, there's a couple names. Jack Dalton was the one that bought the taxes. He passed away. And then there's another individual taking care of his estate.
Right, and he sold them to both you. He sold the same certificate to two different people.
Yes.
Even though he didn't intend to do it.
Correct.
The problem is he did do it.
Right.
So, what happens now? Did you talk to the other owner?
No, I haven't talked to the other person that purchased it, but I've talked to the one that I purchased it from. That's why I'm calling you.
And what did that guy say? The guy you bought it from, did he say, here's all your money back?
Well, he's willing to give me my money back with interest because he screwed up.
Right.
But I would rather have the property, and I thought because I filed it with the clerk and recorder, I should have first right of, for lack of better terms, refusal on the property.
I don't know. Ed Tomlinson, do you want to weigh in on this? This goes way outside the realm of normal tax certificates.
Yes, and thank you, Tom. You can have him call me direct, and I can try to fix this for him.
Thank God.
I like the fact that he did not contact the other entity. I think if the first thing I would go back to the treasurer and say, has this deed been deeded? Has this tax lien been deeded to anyone else? Also, if you're buying and selling tax liens, you got to make sure with the treasurer that it's legitimate. I can't imagine how somebody could sell it twice and not notify the treasurer.
Right. Right. How do you do that? I mean, once you...
Well, there's a when you get the certificate on the back, you can go ahead and reassign it. But truly, the treasurer has to know.
Could the treasurer... I mean, what did he process? A copy of it? Was it literally a copy of it?
Yes. Did I file with the clerk?
Yeah. So did that guy the one who sold it twice? Did he make a copy of it and sell it twice?
No. What he did was he called the treasurer when somebody showed an interest and asked if it was still open. Well, 5 months later, it should have been recorded with the treasurer in that county. But the treasurer said, yeah, it's still open.
So he assumed he hadn't sold it. But you need to talk to Ed Tomlinson, as I said, Mr. Real Estate, off the air, and he can help you sort through it. But this is very complicated. Buying tax certificates, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Mark, have you ever taken a stab at it? It's a very easy concept. You pay the taxes for people.
I don't think it's worth the. I don't think it's worth the hassle. At what is it generally? 6%, 5%.
Ed, what's the going rate right now?
It's around 13. It is worth a hassle.
Wait.
At 13, it would be.
You mean to tell me right now, if I pay someone's taxes, they have to pay 13%?
Yep. That's a pretty sweet return.
Oh, no, that's really good.
I thought it was 5-6%.
But Ed, are they going at high premiums because of the auctions?
Yes, and you were right earlier. That's where you can get hurt. If you're only paying $2 or $3 premium over and above the amount due, you're in good shape. But if you're paying $5, $10, $20, $30, $50, or $100 over and above, you could lose some money.
How much are the premiums usually?
It varies from the county and the type of property.
Because if you do a 13%er, if you pay a $2,000 bill and you make yourself $260, right, and for the year, but he pays it off in, let's say, 6 months, that's $130. So if you pay a premium on that, in addition to the $2,000, it starts eating into that $130.
Well, if he paid it off that quick, you could lose money in that scenario.
That's right. Yeah, you could pay. That's the problem. You have to have it as...
You only lose the premium. And you're right, Tom. If 40% of them will be redeemed within the first 60 days.
So you got to be very, very careful. And by the way, if anyone wants to get in touch with Ed Tomlinson, Mr. Real Estate, edtomlinson.com, 303-596-5555, 596-5555. All right, we got to take a break. We have so much to talk about, and then we have some questions about carpet cleaning, because here's why. Is shampooing still even around? We're going to talk about that because some people have asked about that. Shampooing. 303-713-TALK.
No major problems in the metro area as far as delays. Getting reports of a possible crash southbound 225 at Yosemite off to the shoulder, though. Watch out for typical delays on that stretch. On the
and try to suck it back out, or like a chem dry, they buff it, spit and shine it.
How can chem dry even work?
I don't.
Are those pads that spin?
Yeah, I am baffled how they still stay in business, but they put crap in their solution, and I haven't studied a lot of chem dry, but talk about toxic, what they clean with and how they clean. It's not.
Yeah, I'm calling Ed right after this.
And to get a 13% return on that?
No. I'm telling you, I wouldn't jump into those tax liens. The caveat was at the end. Most people paid off in 60 days.
So you still get your principal back.
Let me tell you, you get a notice like that on your commercial property that says, hey man, we're selling tax liens on it. Most people are going to cop up and pay the second they can. Yeah. Hell, they might not even eat for the month.
Will tax mistakes derail your retirement? If you've saved a lot for retirement, taxes could be your largest expense. What can you do to reduce your taxes? And the second class, 7 retirement threats and mistakes to avoid so you don't outlive your money. In these classes, I'll share important...
So you do see quite a few trends coming in.
Right now, money up front and contractors absconding with little or no work.
So just don't pay money up front like that. But sometimes you have to, right?
Well, no. There are ways to do it, though, and protect yourself. But money up front with contractors is probably one of the worst. So far, they're recurring. We also get, let me think, roofers.
Yeah, I've heard of roofers.
Roofers, even if they don't have money up front, that's not the problem. With the roofers is obligating yourself. They're not starting the job, but if you go somewhere else, they have this penalty that you're going to owe them. That's another trend we get. We get a trend with insurance not paying enough money.
But remember, low ball on it. On
we get a lot of complaints about overbilled on just jobs. It's all legit, but they pay too much. I said, my brother-in-law came and said that I was ripped off.
Yeah. Do you guys have a good commercial real estate broker?
It depends on how big. What do we talk about when you say commercial?
For our
to buy a building and stuff?
Yeah, to buy a building that would have square footage, 40,000 plus.
I don't know anyone right offhand on our list that specializes in that or is even good at it.
And if you, the hardest part with most of them is the appraisal process on it, because you're not just looking, you're looking at what the business is going to do, what it can generate. So it's not like it's only worth this much, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you're talking
well, I'm talking about buying.
Yeah, finding the building.
Yeah, for our business. So I'm not sure why.
Well, okay, for example, you want to find a building that's what are you going to put in?
40,000 square feet.
Okay, what are you going to put in it?
Our office spaces and our trucks.
Okay, that building in one neighborhood in Denver could be worth X amount, okay? 2 blocks over, because it happens to be next to a daycare, could be worth half of that, because you could put marijuana in that building in the one where there's not a daycare. So one of the hardest parts about that kind of real estate is literally how much is that building worth, and that's why I think realtors really struggle with it.
Now they do plumbing, heating, and it affects them how they overpay or they underpay.
They overpay or underpay, or they're looking at stuff
we
that's
have
simply not there.
Seen our pricing go up because of the marijuana industry, because they were taking up property left and right.
Oh, massive.
And so it was driving, our ability to go in and purchase real estate, and
everybody else's.
But I think that's tapered off and actually declining now. From talking to our landlord, he says it's not marijuana joints that are, no pun intended,
marijuana joints
picking up real estate property now. That he says that's declining and tapering off. So we've got to find the pricing for commercial is ridiculous right now. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah, I know. And the financing, and when you get into that,
Hi, Tom Martino
unless
here.
you're paying cash, it's a
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Speaking of house cleaning and clean water and powered water, I want to tell you about pure water choices, because that is another area where people are told so many lies. You know, a lot of my marketing is not just talking about good stuff, but all the lies. Lord knows what we went through with stem cell therapy, right? Well, with water, you got like a million choices. But really, if you cut it right down to the bare minimum, here's what you need. 2 kinds of filters to get everything. 2 kinds. Media gets sediment out. Media means water passes through something, like paper or something like that, okay? Then you have charcoal, which gets rid of gases. So 2 kinds. You can't have a filter with just one or the other and have it right. So that's why Pure Water Choices is who I point people to if they care about their water. Some people like soft water too. That helps your plumbing. You get more suds. It helps clean your clothes. Your clothes last longer. If you like water softening, I personally don't, but if you like it, you can get a whole house purification and softening system for around $3,800, down to just a place to get water from, continuous, beautiful, clean water, a point of use system for around $500 or $600.
You know, he's cleaned up that industry. That same stuff he sells for the pricing you just gave, $500, $600. It's crazy. There's so many rip-offs out there.
That's why. They're liars. So talk to Al, the master plumber. In fact, go to his Facebook page. That's where you're going to read most of his stuff. Go to Pure Water Choices on Facebook to find out about it. And here's his number, 720-219-7818. 720-219-7818. PureWaterChoices.com. Okay, let's keep going on the phones, and then remember we have with us our friends from Zero Res. Ruby has more to ask. Ruby, what's going on? You wanted to know about you said your ex-husband was bothering you and you had a criminal record. You needed a defense attorney. What exactly do you need to know? Ask me something. I don't know. You need to get a continuance on that if you don't have an attorney. Well, first you have to say not guilty if you want to keep it going. So I'm not, listen, I'm not giving you legal advice. I am telling you that if you say guilty, it's over. Then they go to sentencing. If you say not guilty, but I really need time to find an attorney, or I'm asking for legal help, a public defender, then they have to start listening to you. Well, that's up to you. That's really up to you. Well, that's what you have to tell them, but you should have the presence of an attorney with you.
Yeah, well, if she hasn't got this to stop in 10 years, I don't know. There's something she's doing as well, I think.
I don't know. She keeps letting him back in her life.
Why don't you get a restraining order against this guy?
She has one.
Well, she does now, probably a temporary, but how about for the last 10 years? Why doesn't she have one?
I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing, Ruby. These are the things you have to discuss, but you should, before meeting with the prosecutor, have an attorney. Now, you know, we're making deals for people, and I do want to do some of this live, but first we got to get the deal. So this is the deal. I tell people, if you know you're going to buy something, you're ready to buy, and you have your best price, you call us, and we can almost assure you we're going to beat the deal. Right now we're batting 1,000, and we've gotten every single deal for a lot of savings, big savings. Kathy wants to challenge. By the way, it has to be something new, because if you had a used car and you had a price, there's no way we can really match that, and you're going to be happy. And
I've got to have an actual real estimate.
I'm emailing it now.
Like so, Kathy, you're doing a dryer?
Yes, Tom, I am.
And what kind of a dryer?
It's a LG 7.3 electric dryer, Energy Star, DLE 1501W at Lowe's in Parker.
Yeah, and you got the price that you're happy with.
Yes.
So you're ready to buy it.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and how much was that price you were given?
$674.
And what do you get for that? Is that
here's where
you get taxes? Hold on, are there taxes on top of that?
Yes, there are.
I don't know how to explain this to people anymore. I've got to have an estimate. All she sends me is a model number. I'm not shopping for people. I love saving people money, but my God, we have got to get through to people like her.
In other words,
you got to send me an estimate, a printout from a store. What am I beating? I'm not going shopping for this model number.
So you're saying that she's just taking...
There's not even a price here.
She's taking the price. She gave us a price, and you're saying she's just taking that off.
I might as well say, hey, Mark and Tom, I found a LG 7.3 for $4. Please beat that.
Okay.
I have nothing.
Okay, so did you get...
And I don't mean to get frustrated at her, but it continues to happen.
So did you, Kathy, he brings up a good point. You could throw out any number you want. Do you have a store printout of that price? Or is that just the price tag?
That's just the price tag. I didn't realize I needed it.
No, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. If it's just the price tag, what about pickup and delivery? What about, we need to know everything. Like, for example, you're going to pay a delivery charge, right? You're going to pay, or maybe not.
And she might need a kit.
Right. You might need the installation kit. And then what about the all of that, the sales tax? See, when we give you a price, we want to give you a firm price for the absolute job you can get done now. But this is not bad, and I don't mind people not getting every detail correct. What you need to do, she just looked at the price on the unit, Mark. So for all she knows, the guy might even come down from that. Did you know that, Kathy? Sometimes they might say, hey, if you buy today, Kathy, we'll knock $50 off. So you need to say to Lowe's, I like this dryer, and I need to know my absolute best price, delivered.
With everything.
With everything, delivered, set up, and my old dryer gone. And then find out the exact price. And have them just give you the estimate. Tell them you're really serious about buying it, because you're going to need that for yourself anyway. Then once you get that, that's what we can work on. That's what we can work on. 303-713-8255. CD, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, pleasure to talk to you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Look, we're first-time home buyers, me and my wife, and we wrote a letter, because buying a house here in Denver was like really hard. So we were, letting people know that we're first-time home buyers, and all we had was our loan money.
So what do you mean you were writing a letter to like sellers?
Yeah, just telling them, we have kids, our
You literally drop this off at the house?
No, we would send it in with our bid for the house.
I got it. Okay, to let people know a little bit
Trying
about
to pull at the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, I think these people knew we were at a disadvantage. I mean, here we are, a little under a year later. This mold and stuff is coming up from the floor.
Hold on. We went from you were shopping around, writing letters to people, to a year later after you bought having mold.
Well, the reason I state the letter is because I feel like they knew we was at a disadvantage.
Well, what do you mean at a disadvantage? You mean that you were desperate?
Correct.
And so you felt they took advantage of that. But here's the deal. Whether you're at a disadvantage or not is not their concern, because they can't do anything to you you don't let them do. For example, if I find someone who is a buyer and they are at a disadvantage, and I find someone else who is not at a disadvantage, and I try to sell the same house to them, they're both going to get a home inspector, they're both going to have a real estate person, they're both going to go through the process, and I can't take advantage of either one of them. It doesn't matter if the other one is at a disadvantage or not. It won't help me at all because they have experts that help them do the transaction. So what went wrong in your transaction? This mold coming up would have come up not just for you who are at a disadvantage, it would have come up for me. I mean, there's nothing that said, okay, mold spores, get ready. We got a sucker on our hands. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at. Why do you equate mold coming through the floor with you being at a disadvantage? That's the part I don't understand. It's kind of like you thought, well, they saw us coming and they released the mold.
No, well, at the time of the purchase, it wasn't visible and everything was covered up.
So therefore, anyone buying that house, it would have been the same thing.
Correct.
Right? Then where does the disadvantage come in? And there's a reason I'm asking this, because I want to know if truly they did defraud you. So tell me, where did this part where they knew you were at a disadvantage come in? Because you said everything was covered up. Then what?
Well, it was painted over.
Okay.
And the floor is insulated. And I've had a couple of people look down there, and they're like, it's kind of unusual for the floor to be insulated. You know, so
tell me something, CD. Let's take someone who wasn't at a disadvantage, and they're standing right beside you at the time you purchased. Would they have seen this mold?
I doubt it.
What would have changed? What would have been different if you were not at a disadvantage?
I mean, well, maybe I wasn't at a disadvantage, but I feel like I got. I mean, I feel like
that's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to find out where your head's at. Are you thinking they perpetrated a fraud?
I do.
Okay, and do you think they would have perpetrated that fraud against me?
If you had caught the mold, then they couldn't.
Well, that's the point. So we're talking about something that was hidden. How do you know they knew about it?
Well, it's now that the paint is starting to come off and it's starting to come through the walls. You know what I mean? Here's
what we have to figure out. Okay? Here's what we have to figure out. Bottom line. Was it fraud? We're going to examine that coming right up. Was it fraud? And again, I keep talking about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, because if you want to be protected, you go to a guy like this and he has all these procedures and ways to go through things. And there's no such thing as advantage or non-advantage. There's just professionals, and he's one of them. And especially if you're listing a home, he'll tell you how not to defraud someone so this comes back to haunt you. He'll tell you how to do it the right way, how to do it quickly and efficiently. 303-920-1622. FrankDuranHomes.com.
iHeartRadio, all of your favorite talk shows, all of your favorite stations, and they're all free. Need the latest news or opinion? Open the iHeartRadio app.
I just met a contractor that's huge. This guy builds homes, he builds duplexes, apartment complex, all kinds of renovation. He got so pissed off at these restoration companies like ServiceMaster going out after a big storm and there's, water damage, and then pretending to be the contractor on the other side. And we get complaints about them all the time. So they go out, they do the restoration, but then they're also, the roof guy. They also want to be the drywall guy, the painter guy. The GM. So
the middleman between.
This guy got so pissed off at these guys doing that, these franchises, he bought one of the franchises. So his big contracting company that does everything literally bought one of these franchises. That model I really like. Because now you've got a real restoration company that can go in and basically also do all the work.
Yeah.
I think it's cool as hell.
Both of them.
We get
calls. Guy here in Colorado.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Springs. Construction consultant, I think he's called. But he does. He's not going to do anything.
He's doing big projects.
Yeah, but he does. He's got a whole group that does renovations and stuff. I mean, he really does. So, like, if you wanted just your basement done, he's got a group that does that, and then a different group that handles new custom builds. His name is. Hold on, I got everything right here.
He's fairly
No,
new.
it sounds like my brother-in-law.
He's fairly new with this.
Oh, he's fairly new. No, this is a different guy then. So my brother-in-law, he does mortgages, and he works with one of, if not the largest, home building contractor down in the Springs.
Who is that?
I'd have to get his name.
Oh, come on, where is this?
The National Real Estate Network
Oh,
is
here
now
it is,
giving
Neil.
away their
Rocky Mountain Restoration and Construction. And then he bought a franchise. The franchise is Restoration 1. But his name,
Really? What would he do?
Lance Ray.
Lance Ray.
Yeah. No, man, I don't eat that shit.
Nobody does.
My
What the
God.
fuck is it with you people?
What is it? It's just a cookie.
It's a cookie.
Who doesn't eat a cookie?
It's all sugar, man. What good's that for you?
Thanks for the cookie.
It's a chocolate chip fucking piece of sugar. It's good stuff.
I'll take 2 of those.
Take 2.
I need an invoice on that last one.
I know.
I'm not doing this shit again where I end up paying the net or the fucking gross or the blah, 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 blah.
This is for a future guest.
It's delicious. Thank you.
Yeah, you're thanking him. You probably found him in the parking lot.
Hopefully.
Hey, I've got a reputation.
He's a sales guy.
I
Come on.
bought those myself. For myself. Suzanne was another.
Ruby called back, she's hysterical. So husband just got out of court, or ex-husband, her friend went. The judge, or they assigned his case to a magistrate who's her ex-husband's daughter's best friend. And she's hysterical, Tom. Screaming, crying. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay, I hate when I'm the only one that's got to point out that she's a nut.
What did you want me to do?
Let's tell us how you really feel.
Honest to God, it's very obvious.
What does the daughter's best friend have to do?
She's the magistrate assigned to the ex-husband's case today. While we were on the phone, the ex-husband was in court.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Yeah, why all of a sudden is she off the hook again?
That's why she needs a public defender.
She's just got to ask for a public defender. Either that or some kind of medication, something.
Maybe the right public defender can help with that.
Less sugar and tons of flavor.
Well, I do like flavor.
Time to make the switch.
So do you have a restoration company you refer specifically from your list?
Any of them.
Yeah, any of them on there. Yeah.
Well, obviously, but is there one that stands out to you or no?
Not necessarily.
No, the one, didn't you say Pro?
All Pro Restoration.
Yeah.
They've done very
I've
good work for us.
I've gotten good emails from consumers on it, too.
Okay, good. Great company.
This is the Sean Hannity Show.
So it sounds like Roger Goodell is not enforcing the NFL players to stand for the
they're not.
Pledge of Allegiance.
They don't care.
Or the national anthem.
Well, what they've been doing, though, they don't even show it anymore. Actually, the best fix was they just don't show it anymore.
Get the nightmares out of your carpets! Exclamation point. Call today for the Halloween special.
The radio station that has people talking 630 K-Now. Denver's talk station.
I was looking for a used tire. I got this one guy's got one for $26. Can you do any better?
All those getting linked.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. First-time home buyers bought a house and there's mold in it. Now, was it fraud? It's that simple. Was it or was it not fraud?
And is it a real issue?
And the reason, and I hope CD appreciates this, the reason I brought up the thing about they were anxious to buy a house, they wrote a letter, they feel like they were so anxious that people took advantage of them. The only reason I brought that up is this reason. It is the first thing that will put you in the negative position in front of anyone listening to you, because they're going to think that you're looking for an excuse. It's called victim mentality. You don't need an excuse. We need the facts. So here's the thing. Even though you were anxious to buy a house, did you go about it the right way? Did you hire a home inspector?
Yes, we did.
Okay. What did the home inspector do? Did he look in the crawl space?
He went in the crawl space. He looked around. I think they did a really good job of covering it up.
Okay, and what mold is being covered up? What is the source of the mold? Where's the moisture coming from?
Well, once we actually looked at it and we went through, it kind of looked like there was a flood previously to where we moved in. You know,
A flood where?
It looked like it started in the bathroom. I don't know.
In the basement?
No, in the bathroom it kind of seems like because that's you could see like along the bottom boards that there once the paint started coming up, it was like shriveled at the bottom where they had.
So why didn't your home inspector notice that?
That part I don't know. Part I don't know.
My question is there a flood that has happened in the interim, right? That you're not even aware of? If the paint's peeling and coming up now, water's obviously come in since the time that you bought that home till now. You're noticing the paint.
I just emailed you guys the pictures his wife sent.
All right, now let's get to the issue. Did you have someone investigate and look at it, and say what is it all about? Did you?
Well, when we bought the house, we went through the whole process. We got the home inspector and
right now, did you get it investigated right now?
Right now,
Now, these photos that you sent are so obvious. If your home inspector did not throw up a red flag, he's an idiot.
You know, all we got to do.
He's an idiot.
Well, hold on. Let's go back and let's look at the disclosure. Right on the disclosure, it's going to say moisture and/or water problems. Yes, no, or don't know. Let's see if they said no.
Or don't know.
Or don't know, and then if it's obvious.
Can you tell if that's the bad mold or just not
No, you
bad
can.
mold?
But first of all, mold isn't always, the end of the world. That's another thing. We've been conditioned to think, mold is the end of the world. You have to stop the source of moisture, and then you have to kill the mold, and then you have to cover it. But you need to have this done. If they knew about it, it looks to me like this could have been covered up without them knowing about it. Is that where you pulled off the baseboards?
Well, yeah, because like I said, the paint started kind of coming up, and then the discoloration started coming.
So wait, where is this one column that goes above the baseboard along the wall? What is that column on the wall, the beam on the wall?
It's all along the floor.
I'm not looking at the floor. I'm looking at something perpendicular to the floor that sticks up, and it looks like a column, and it's all moldy.
Is it a door jamb?
It's a door jamb.
Why didn't you? Okay, that could have been covered up by trim, is what you're saying. I don't even know if this is mold. It happens to be under the trim, right under the trim. Wherever trim is, you see this. Is that right?
Well, it's also behind our water heater. It starts.
You need to get, before we do anything, you need to get an inspector. You need to get an inspector. And you need to find out, I don't mean a home inspector, I mean you need to get someone out there to find out the source of moisture and what caused the mold. And where the mold is and how bad the mold is. You need to get tested. To make the accusation that the previous owners knew about it and covered it up is pretty serious. Now, you would have a really good case, but it's going to be very expensive to do that. It's called a non-disclosure issue. And you can't...
don't have.
Well, I know. You're good, but it's yours to prove. You have to prove it was a non-disclosure issue. So how do you do that? You can't. Not unless you know somebody who covered this up, and you find a contractor or someone who
Axiom.
And the contractor said, we told them they should have removed this, but instead they chose to cover it up. Was this all new baseboard?
Yeah, it was new paint, and it was new baseboard, and also.
Is this in the basement? I'm looking at. Is this the basement?
We don't have a basement. We just have a crawl space. It's just a little, little house.
Okay.
But they also insulated the crawl space underneath the floor. So
that's good.
underneath. I mean, I was told that that's kind of rare for people to do that.
No,
it
it
could be
isn't.
for radar.
Not with a crawl space, it's not. If it's unheated, it's not unusual at all.
No, and if there was a radon issue, they got to put that plastic down anyhow.
And besides, there's no law against insulating the floor. You're trying to make an argument here for covering up. You have to have more than a hunch.
Call these guys, Axiom Inspections. They're going to at least be able to tell you what you're looking at, man.
Yeah. If you call Axiom Inspections, are those the people we met with?
Yeah, they've been on the list for a while. They're good people.
You just ask them to give you an assessment. You have to do that no matter what, CD. No matter what. Whether you have the money or not, you have to have an inspection to see the extent of this. Then once you find out the extent of this, then you decide if you want to move forward. Who knows? It might be enough there. You go to small claims court.
Yeah, and be careful, man, too. Just dialing some of these guys out of the yellow pages or, finding them on Google.
You'll be ripped off again.
They can freak you out. Oh, you're going to die. You got to give us all this right now. I mean, you got to get people that are right.
That one woman that we met with down in the conference room, was she from Axiom or is that another company?
She's a great one, too.
Yes.
I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, we can give you a couple numbers. Why don't you hold on? You want to give them? Why don't you hold on? Suzanne will give you a couple recommendations of people to call from referralist.com who can go and tell you what you have and what you need. That's what you must do before we get carried away. We have to do that before you get carried away. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You see, that is why you have to protect yourself when you buy something. You have to do more than just a normal inspection nowadays. You really do. Normal inspections are not going to cut it. You have to look for mold. You have to look for plumbing. You have to look for heaters and air conditioning. You need extensive inspections if this is important to you, because the money you save will be a lot better than the money you have to spend trying to go after people, even if you have to spend a little extra on the inspections. All right, we have a lot more coming up. 303-713-8255.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
There's still big delays south of town. Southbound I-25, a crash approaching Castle Pines. It still has traffic backed up to the 470 interchange, so if you got to travel on that stretch, pack your patience. Back in town, stalled truck downtown on northbound I-25 at 23rd off to the shoulder, causing some looky-loo backups to about Broadway at this time. The rest of the drive across town in fairly decent shape. Look out for the shoulder block southbound 225 at Yosemite due to a minor crash there. The weather forecast, sunny and nice later on today with a high near 75. Tonight, clear skies overnight with a low of 43. Right now, mostly cloudy in Denver and 64. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 K-How.
This report is brought to you by the Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Ready for a bad cold and flu season? Knowing when it's the flu can make a big difference in knowing when to call your doctor. The best way to tell is that the flu brings a fever, so be prepared with a thermometer you can trust. The Exogen Temporal Scanner, backed by more than 70 clinical studies.
Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home loan. You've heard me say that before, because they have programs made for you, and they will pick a loan program right for you. For example, if you're approved, approval means you can get a loan, but with Ideal Home Loans, they go beyond the approval with credit optimization. They tweak your credit in order to get even better pricing and better rates. Credit optimization. They also have the pick your term loan. You may not want to go back to 30 years. You can pick whatever term you want, and then they have the rate guarantee. If you refinance or you purchase and rates go down, guess what? They will refinance you free of all lender fees within the next 2 years. And then the pre-approval of your shopping for a home, wow, that's like getting a cash offer for a seller, because you're pre-approved and they guarantee you'll close in 3 weeks or less. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
The Broncos are committed to having the fittest fan base in the NFL and want you to be a part of it. Are you ready to get fit, have fun, and win prizes? If so, commit to participate in the Broncos Fit 45-Day Fitness Challenge. Earn points by exercising for 20 minutes, eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, and drinking 8 glasses of water each day to increase your odds of winning great Broncos prizes. For details and to sign up for the 45-day challenge, visit denverbroncos.com/fitnesschallenge today.
Attention men. A lack of intimacy in a relationship can kill self-esteem, leading to emotional detachment and pain. It's a fact. Has erectile dysfunction bruised your ego and damaged your relationship? Do something about it. Put an end to ED with one visit to the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Erectile dysfunction and premature issues are simple to eliminate with the right treatments and providers that understand how they work. The Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic offers the latest in available treatments with same-day solutions for ED. Your initial visit is only $99, and if our medication doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Most men think the little blue pills or testosterone are their only options, and if they haven't worked in the past, their sex life is just over. Not true. Call 720-440-7900 to schedule a confidential appointment with their licensed medical providers, no matter your age or medical condition. Even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or if you've had prostate issues, they can help. Call today. 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates fast, and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
But it wasn't
Where are you running?
Joe Pesci, yes.
If it was a terrible,
It was Joe Pesci.
It wasn't. We had a caller come online. Or come on, it was like,
I doubt it. I don't recall any of this.
I can appreciate your confidence in it, but
I do know that you got a lot more.
Oh, I do remember. It was the we were talking casino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though you said it was casino, it wasn't.
It was casino.
No, you guys determined
with
it
Joe
was,
Pesci.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
Joe Pesci was definitely in Casino.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to remember the line of it.
You think I'm funny? You think I'm fucking funny?
It's Goodfellas.
Oh, you sure?
Said it was Casino.
That is
It's
Casino.
It's Goodfellas.
No, it is Casino. You had it wrong.
No, wait. The one about that, so you think I'm funny, funny, ha-ha,
That's
funny,
right.
weird, that was Goodfellas.
I'm going to have to say I'm not so sure you're right on this one.
That one, that
Okay.
line.
All right.
I don't know about anything else, but that line.
Okay.
he's on a mission now. He's going to find it.
Hello, Tom Martino here. David, what's happening
With you, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good. What's happening with collections?
Okay, I talked to you back the last week of September in regards to a collection notice I got from Argonne Collections. This was in regards to an energy bill in Las Vegas. They're claiming that I owe them...
And I remember saying, I remember you have to make sure they have authority to collect.
Correct.
And?
I had emailed them in writing a letter stating that I needed that in writing from them. And I still have not. And this is as of the end of August that I sent that to them. I haven't received any phone call, anything in the mail.
All right, well, let's talk about this. First of all, do you recall ever having an energy account in Vegas?
Yes, I had the energy account. Yes, I did.
Do you recall having an unpaid balance?
No, and that's the thing. When I closed the account, moving from Nevada to Colorado, I asked in specific, is there any amount due on my record? The lady said no. Then I received, after I got here to Colorado, I got this letter from Argonne in regards to a collection for...
So, here's what I'm asking. You asked a woman before you left if any money was owed, and she said no.
Correct, because they have a process that they have to go through for closing the account.
Okay. What if she had told you there was $100 due?
I would have paid it.
Okay, then that means you really didn't know your status.
Absolutely.
No, that's that what you said before you left. You called the woman and said, do I owe any money? She said no. Had she told you you owe $100, you would have paid it. So therefore, you really didn't know the status of your account, so how do you know the 100 is right or wrong, or how do you know what they're collecting now is right or wrong?
Correct. I have no clue as to why they're billing me the $772. Now,
well, what I'm saying is, if that woman had told you there was $772 due when you called her, you would have paid it.
I would have asked for an explanation. As to
Okay,
why it was
you're going to do the
$770.
same thing now. You're going to ask for an explanation.
I did that. I called NV Energy. They will not give me that information. They have turned it over to collections. I've asked collections.
Okay, well,
they're going to.
Well, guess what? They're going to have to tell someone because they don't get to collect the debt without documenting it. So whether they want to tell you or they want to go to court and tell a judge, they have to have more than a simple bill. Otherwise, anybody could create a bill and collect from anyone.
Correct. I understand that.
Now, do you have records? Do you have records of your energy accounts that you can go through and see?
I can look back in my records. Yes, I can do that.
Well, it would be a simple thing to go through month by month, add up what you paid and what you incurred, and see if there's a balance. It's very easy. But okay. do you have month by month for the time you were in Vegas?
I would have to go back into my file and see if I still have those.
Okay. Otherwise, when you ask them, could you please give me an accounting of my account, they won't do it.
No, they will not.
Why?
As a matter of fact, I asked the lady in regards to the budget billing if there's something in writing that states that we would be liable for anything outside of the monthly amount. She said no.
David, first of all, they don't have to provide you something saying you're responsible for anything outside the monthly billing. Budget billing is just that. It's a level amount charged to you each month, and it's common knowledge. It falls under the "what are you kidding me" kind of clause. If you owe $7,000 and you pay a monthly payment, and at the end you have a balance, you owe the balance. Budget billing attempts to get a customer to pay a level payment throughout the year for energy use, which is much higher during certain times of the year. So during the time when there's no monthly bill or very small monthly bill, they even it out. But if you're thinking just because they estimated wrong or the power demands were differently that you don't owe, you are sadly mistaken. You will owe, and they don't have to have a document saying you will owe. You simply owe what you used. And that's why I'm saying you take your usage,
you take your payments, and if there's a balance, you need to pay it. If not, don't. See, why do people believe me? Why do people believe, though, when you're on a budget billing, you shouldn't have to pay the difference? He's upset that there's a difference. He says they can show me no documentation that says I must pay the difference. It's energy that you incurred. There shouldn't have to be anything.
And it's an estimate based on prior year.
This is an estimate. They don't have to explain to you that you have to pay it.
That's the risk you run, right? Doing the budget bit, doing that approach.
Right.
You know, at some point in time, there's going to be a difference.
If you use more, could be less.
Right.
They say they can feel this in there. I think they're completely full of shit, too.
I don't see how
They don't
now
like
they
it when
can
you
feel
do
this. Well, wait, on the floor many times. Maybe not. This is heavy.
Bang on that glass to see if they feel it.
Actually, you knock on that glass, they can't hear you.
Can they see through it well?
Oh, yeah. Well,
is that double glass?
It depends where, if the lights are, it depends on the lighting, but yes, they make it work.
So did you look it up? It's Goodfellas.
President Trump's accused of telling a soldier's widow during a condolence call in a disrespectful way
$100 bet that was put on that.
he was signing up for. A White House official.
There is something in Casino, though, where he does something similar.
He denied saying it.
And that's what I meant. It was something similar.
With the woman, with the wife, who sounded like a lovely woman, did not say what the Congresswoman said.
Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson tweets she stands by her account of the phone call between President Trump and Michelle Johnson, adding, "That is her name, Mr. Trump, not the woman or the wife." Attorney General Jeff Sessions is refusing to answer senators' questions about conversations with the president about FBI Director James Comey's firing or anything else.
And I hope you will respect
this long-standing.
So when you hear Hillary Clinton, does that make you cringe?
The duty that I feel, and
That makes me want to cry and gouge my eyes out.
And why is it that if you, anybody that voted for Trump, if you say Trump's name, they say Clinton's name?
Well, I'm just asking a simple question.
Absolutely, it does. It makes me want
You
to scratch my eyes out.
She ran the worst campaign that could have been run.
Oh, yeah.
It's because she was cocky.
When you hear of Obama...
And I got to tell you, man, the stock market has never been better, and that's all Trump. 100%.
No, it is not.
Oh, without a doubt.
No, it is not.
I don't even know how you argue with that.
I know. Okay, what is it then?
You think if Hillary was in, we'd be at 23,000 plus in the Dow now?
All it is trust and confidence.
There's zero confidence in Trump, so that's not it.
That is so not true.
There's zero confidence.
Then why is the stock market the way it is?
Then why is
within
you think these people that run these huge companies don't know?
Why is his approval rating at 30%?
Well, his approval
because
rating,
he pisses people off, man.
There's no confidence.
No, that is so not true. His approval rating is because the left won't back the hell off or get the hell off of anything or give any credit to jack crap. It is so true. It is so true.
You got any water in there?
Do you have any confidence in Republicans in Congress?
No.
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 Democrats, independents in Congress? No, they're useless as sits on
I
the
have
floor.
zero confidence in government.
But business owners that run and know what he does for business and
Oh,
what does for our
absolutely, because,
economy
yeah, he's going to help them.
affects.
Yes, because he's going to give them tax breaks and go against everything he said he was going to do.
There's no Democratic business owners that run Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies.
Sure.
Oh, there's
Of course there are. And they have confidence and trust and knowledge that he will do the economy right. And that's why the market is where it's at. If they didn't have confidence, the market would have been tainted. That's all that the market is confidence. Whether you have it or not.
Not confidence in the
Let me go get you one, love.
What's the matter with that one?
There isn't. I was wrong.
Oh.
Somebody took it out.
No, that's right.
You sure? Yeah, I can bring you one up.
Now, Tom Martino on 6.
If it was a Democrat, they had confidence.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. Yes, and today we have some guests from the Referralist at referralist.com. Zero Res, Shane and Rob are with us. They're doing a special 3 areas of your home cleaned for just $109 plus a small water servicing fee of $11. And you can call them at 303-471-5150, 303-471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Yes, ZeroResDenver.com. And this part of the show also brought to you by Raleigh House. Now, Raleigh House is a treatment center for addiction. I know I have a lot of people that listen that are addicts, but more than likely you have people in your life who are addicts. This is no laughing thing. This is no small matter. If you need help to approach them, please get help. You can call this special number established by Raleigh House. Do it today. Don't let it go on another day. And get help to approach them. Find out everything you need to know. Find out about the treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help and reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denial. Get the help you need with the addict in your life, or if you're an addict, call directly, 720-893-5559. Please call, or write it down and discuss it with the family. They can even help you intervene or do an intervention. They can answer any question, whether you plan to go there or not. It's confidential, 720-893-5559. Regina, what's happening with you, Regina? I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. What's going on?
Okay, Tom. Basically, the upstairs unit flooded. The toilet flooded, ran over, and I suppose it ran all day, and it completely flooded out my ceiling.
Now this was a neighbor upstairs.
Yes, the neighbor upstairs.
And it flooded you out. Do you have renter's insurance?
No, I'm the owner. I have my Allstate insurance.
You own now, were they living with you, or is this a separate rental?
The renter that above, and there's a renter that's below.
Is this a duplex?
It's a condo.
So different owners, some live there, some own it, some rent, right?
Correct.
You own the condo, and you rent it to two people, or do you rent it to one, and the person above is not your tenant?
Correct.
Okay.
I own the bottom unit.
Gotcha.
Another owner owns the top unit.
And the top unit made the damage?
Yes.
Okay, your homeowner's insurance can cover you, her renter insurance will cover her, and they'll all go after the top unit for either the renter or the owner.
Okay, when I discussed this with my insurance company, they said, well, we can only cover the carpeting and the pad.
Of course. They're going to cover from the drywall in, they're going to cover whatever they cover. They're not covering anything of the tenants.
No, I don't want them to cover anything of the tenants.
She's saying they're not covering her ceiling.
They're not covering my ceiling. The whole ceiling basically fell in onto my kitchen.
Wait, why aren't they covering the ceiling?
Because they said that's what the HOA people are supposed to cover.
It depends on how it's written. I mean, I don't know how your HOA does it. Some HOAs, they would cover the drywall. You cover everything inside. Others will cover just behind the drywall. It truly is written, and it's a matter of contract.
Okay, because the subfloor, the upstairs subfloor is completely damaged. My ceiling's completely damaged. My cabinets are falling off the wall because they're pulling away from the drywall.
Right.
The insulation up top is wet as well.
So hold on. What about the HOA? Have they looked at this?
No, they when I talked to the maintenance people, they said, well, that's up to the individual owner that owns the unit up above to call his insurance company.
Of course it is.
Okay, so they gave me his information, and so when
you have three parties here. Okay, actually, you have. How was the place upstairs rented?
Yes.
Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 parties. You have, listen to this, the owner upstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The owner downstairs, which is you, the tenant upstairs, and the tenant downstairs. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 parties, and then the HOA. So all of you have to figure out what loss is yours and cover it. Now, even if you cover your unit, your renter covers her unit, her part, you can still, your company will still subrogate against the one who made the mistake or the one who was negligent. But in the beginning, all 5 parties have to do something. Now, you know, what's going to be hard is to figure out where the HOA steps in and all of that. But you need to first go after the other party.
Here's what would suck, though. Let's say there was no renter's insurance by the tenant upstairs, and then let's say the owner never switched it from a homeowner's policy to where he's the landlord policy, so there's no coverage upstairs.
Well, then she needs to put in with her insurance company
the whole claim.
And her insurance company has to go after those people.
She needs someone like a public adjuster to read her policy and see what's legitimately covered.
Now, you really need some help, and your public adjuster can help you go after the HOA's insurance company. They can help you not only go after your own company, but other companies as well. But there's some important stuff we need to know, okay? First and foremost, did you switch over your policy from a homeowner's policy to a landlord policy?
No, she lives there. She is just a homeowner.
Wait, you do live there with the...
No. I'm the homeowner. I have a renter. My renter doesn't...
Oh, I got you.
He doesn't have renter's insurance.
Yeah,
The
but
renter
what
above
I'm here's what
doesn't
I'm
have
confused of.
renter's
Okay,
insurance.
I have a very simple question you haven't answered yet. Do you live in the unit with your renter?
No.
Okay, so you're a landlord.
Yes.
Do you have a landlord policy?
Yes.
Thank goodness. Okay, because a regular HOA policy, a regular homeowner's policy, is not good enough.
Okay.
In other words,
you got awful quiet there.
Yeah. Were you living there one time?
No.
You never lived there.
No.
You bought it as a rental.
Yes.
Then I think you have the right insurance. Because you never told your insurance person you were living there, right?
Correct.
Oh, good. You did the right thing.
But my insurance company is saying that we're only going to cover the carpet and the pad.
Right.
The person's upstairs, the owner of his, they can't even reach him, and he has a realty. It's called realty management that manages his condo upstairs, and they haven't even been able to get in touch with the owner.
Well, that's not your concern right now. I truly believe you need to call a public adjuster
just to read that agreement you have with your insurance company to find out what is supposed to be covered.
In some condos, you're only going to get from the drywall in, which would be only your carpeting and your floor. At this point, was anything else destroyed other than other than drywall? What was destroyed? The carpet and what else, or hurt?
The kitchen cabinets, the countertop.
Well, they should cover your cabinets. If your cabinets were damaged, they should also cover your cabinets. Are they saying specifically they would not cover your cabinets?
Yes, exactly.
They said that specifically.
They said that specifically.
Maybe we should ask Burns.
Did they say the cabinets were covered by what?
HOA, my HOA people, and then they told me, well, in order for you to file a claim, it's going to cost you $5,000 to file a claim.
Why?
If they can, if the amount of adjustments.
Are they saying that is their deductible?
You know what she's got to do? She's got to just sue the owner of this thing on top of her.
I know.
Because if her insurance, her deductible's $5,000, we already know he's got a management company because she said that. Hopefully he outright owns that thing and has some assets. You need to sue this guy.
No, you really do. You need to protect yourself. You're in big trouble here. That guy upstairs is going to owe you. If the HOA has a $5,000 deductible, that's a lot of money. Do you have $5,000?
I do, but I didn't plan to use it.
But you're going to need it, and you know what? You are liable to pay it.
Yes, I am.
But at least you get the coverage from the HOA. So, they shouldn't be discouraging you from using that. That's wrong. And they're wrong in telling you they're not going to cover the cabinets. I think what they told you was they're not going to cover the drywall or the ceiling.
Well, the drywall, the cabinet, it's all connected.
I mean, I guess it's possible they're saying anything that's not connected to the only thing they cover is stuff not connected to the walls.
No, that's not true. I don't think so. We'll ask Compass how it normally works with a condominium. Stay tuned for that, because that's big. That's big. Okay, Brett has a question about a tenant. Go ahead, Brett.
Hi, Tom. I'm a landlord, and I've got a kind of a property it's a bigger, like 8 acres.
Yeah.
And it's always been a rental house.
Yes.
And so I've got a tenant that moved in, and he's kind of brought a lot of extra stuff, like a whole construction yard of like a Connex.
Did you tell him he could do all that?
I told him he could not do that. So,
what's in the lease?
Yeah, what's in the lease?
The lease indicates that my pasture is for the horse. I have a couple horse boarders, and that it's all for horses. And
so he brought a lot of junk, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, essentially a lot more than a couple trailers. I'm okay.
All right. Well, you know what? It depends on the lease.
Right. So specified that, I mean, it didn't specifically say, yeah, you can't bring a construction yard, but it's a residential property, you're renting.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. If you didn't specify, you could have a problem.
Is there an HOA that has rules and regs? Probably not on that acreage, right?
Well, there's kind of a loose one that somewhat has...
How long is the lease?
The lease is a 1-year lease.
Well, listen, you better hope he violated it in some way. If you don't mention equipment and storage and all that, you could end up having to keep it there.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you really should have covered that in your lease. You say you told him he could not do what?
I told him specifically a couple trailers was okay, but if you're intending on bringing
it's all verbal.
That,
do you have any proof of any of that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then you got a problem.
Hey,
get your lease out.
And in the future, we've got a guy on the referral list, Brandon Sigley, and he could draft a lease for future use that would do whatever you want.
Now, here's what you need to do. If you don't like it, you got to tell him, as I told you, this is not allowed, and try an eviction. You can. Give him a notice. And then if he wants to fight it, he'd have to be smart enough to say it's not part of the lease, I was never told it, blah, 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 blah. So just hope that he doesn't do that. Ideal Home Loans for your
next Ideal Home Loan. I love telling people about Ideal because they are a great company when you want to refinance or buy. Why? Because they have your best interest at heart. Ideal Home Loan. What you do is you call them, and they will put their promises in writing for a closing of 3 weeks or less. You can get a pre-approval, which is like a cash offer when you go to buy. A pre-approval means you are absolutely approved. All they're waiting for is title work. You can get a custom term loan. You don't have to go all the way back to 30 years. You can pick any term you want. And don't forget the rate guarantee. If you refinance and then rates go down over the next 2 years, or you buy and rates go down, they will refinance you free of charge. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
Travel across the freeways in the metro area, for the most part, in decent shape. A couple of slow spots in the typical areas. Westbound I-270 slow on the approach to Vasquez. Westbound I-70 slow in that elevated portion. And southbound 225 stop and go between the Spillway and I-25. Otherwise, the drive across town looking good. Earlier, down south on southbound I-25 there, approaching Castle Pines. Looks like that's been cleared out of the way. Traffic flow back up to speed on that stretch. For more real-time traffic updates on your route, our Granite 30. The Gap, powered by Traffic Karma. The weather forecast, sunny and beautiful this afternoon, a high of 75. Right now, cloudy and 70. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 15. Now.
Estrogen Temporal Scanner thermometer is doctor recommended and backed by more medical studies than any other thermometer. Get yours at your local Club Warehouse and other fine retailers today.
Art of Granite, 5.
Art of Granite is the place to go for kitchen cabinets and countertops and a beautiful job at great value, because not only do you get the kitchen done, but anything you do in the kitchen he'll do in the bathroom free, plus he will haul away, tear down and haul away all of the stuff he's replacing in both the kitchen and the bath. Art of Granite. Now, all you have to do is give him a call, give him some measurements. He'll give you a price that's pretty darn close. And then when you go to the showroom in Golden and pick out the specific stone and cabinets, he'll give you an exact price that won't change, and the whole job will be done in 1 to 4 weeks. Now, get this, okay? The counter material is always sold to you at wholesale, never marking it up. He only charges for installation and fabrication. And then there's a small markup on the cabinets. He's open 7 days a week, covers the entire Front Range, and also the mountain communities. Call for your appointment and for your estimate instantly on the phone, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net.
The IRS is the most feared agency in the world. You've heard ads from other companies offering to help taxpayers only if they owe over $10,000. Here at Platinum Tax Defenders, we're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and we're proud to be one of the only tax firms in the country who understands that people who owe less than $10,000 need help just as badly. The IRS doesn't care how much money you owe. They'll still garnish your wages and even seize your assets. So whether you owe just a few $1,000s or hundreds of thousands, call now for your free tax consultation. If you qualify, we may even be able to reduce your tax debt down to a small fraction of what you owe. So don't wait until the IRS seizes your property and garnishes your wages. Call 800-506-0552 and get your tax problem resolved once and for all.
Okay, so you tell me why you can't stand her so much.
He's a nutbag.
How so?
What do you mean, how so?
He
doesn't even know what he's talking about.
He has generalities.
He has zero concept of the things that he says, of the things that he does.
So those are all generalities.
He's a psychopath.
Back and forth here. Hi, Tom
Martino here. Welcome. You heard me talk about Ideal Home Loans for loans. If you need a reverse loan, there's only one place I recommend, ApprovalReverse.com. ApprovalReverse.com. Joan Sullivan and her team will tell you the truth if you're a good candidate for a reverse loan or not. You got to be 62 or older with equity. And by the way, it's a great retirement tool for some, but not for all. 303-771-3528. 771-3528, ApprovalReverse.com. All right, Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group, and I want to get I want to cut through this, man. This gets very complicated. Normally in condos, Jeremy, I know they have very, very special policies. In one of my condos, I know that you carry a policy, and they explained to me something about from the drywall in. I didn't understand it completely. I do know that they don't cover everything. So explain how normal condo policies work.
Sure. So typically, a condo policy is going to cover what we call the drywall in. And then they're going to have an HOA policy, through the HOA that covers the outside structure.
Now, what do you mean drywall in? So, if my neighbor's a ceiling up above, if my ceiling, caves in because the neighbor above overflowed the tub, would that ceiling be covered by my personal homeowner's policy?
Yeah, typically would.
Okay, and what about if my cabinets fell off the kitchen walls because of it, or were soaked and damaged?
As a result of a covered peril, that cabinets, all that is part of the dwelling.
So when they say drywall in, they're not referring to the ceiling drywall.
They should be, yeah. I mean, when we say drywall in, it's obviously a non-technical term, but it's basically the interior.
Okay, so in this particular case, we have a renter upstairs and a condo owner upstairs. The condo owner rents to someone. She overflows the tub. It flooded the ceiling, fell through. The water came through. The condo downstairs, the person we're getting the call from, the owner, Regina has a condo that's heavily damaged, and the homeowner's policy has to cover this, I think. But the condo policy is saying we don't cover any of that. Is that right?
It doesn't. I mean, no, not typically. I'd have to look.
The HOA policy would not cover her ceiling, would not cover her cabinets, would not cover anything. I mean, in most cases, isn't that right?
Yeah, no, the HOA is going to be the outside structure.
Right.
So,
but her own insurance is telling her, let me get this straight, Regina, your own insurance is saying that they won't cover it either. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. They said they're only going to cover the carpet and the padding.
Now, why would they refuse to cover the ceiling and the water damage on the drywall and the water damage on the cabinets? Why would they refuse that, Jeremy?
I have no idea. They should be. Did they give you a denial letter explaining the reason why they're not covering it?
No, they didn't. They just the adjuster, the claim adjuster told me. She said, "Well, we'll cover the carpet and the padding."
Okay. Who got disconnected? She did,
here.
maybe. Hold on. Regina? Okay. I think she's disconnected, but she'll get back in touch with us. She needs to let them know. She needs to get a denial letter so we can, because she can sue them for bad faith, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not typical, and I would love to know what their logic behind Because obviously the peril's covered if they're covering something.
And then they're going to subrogate upstairs, right?
Yeah, if they found any kind of negligence, they would subrogate that.
What would a renter's policy cover?
A renter's policy is going to cover your personal property.
So it would not cover.
No. The renter's policy would cover, listen carefully, the contents that the renter owns.
Yeah.
And if the renter caused the problem and the renter had liability,
his liability,
it would cover that. So now, Regina, we have a clear-cut direction for you to go. You need to ask, who's your insurance carrier?
Allstate.
It doesn't surprise me. Allstate sucks, one of the top 5 bad ones, okay? So you should tell Allstate and change them when you're done.
Okay.
You need a denial letter. You need a specific letter denying coverage so you can sue them. And you tell them that so you can sue them for bad faith. You need a letter of denial. And if not, then and if they're not going to deny it, then they should cover it. That's what you tell them. You use those words. You're saying, listen, I'm in a quandary here. You either cover my damages or not. And if you're not going to cover it, I need a denial letter for what you're not going to cover so I can sue you for bad faith. You use those words. Then I want you to call me back.
Okay.
Okay, Suzanne, give her a number she can call back. Thank you, Jeremy, at Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000, home of the famous insurance checkup if you've had insurance 3 or more years, especially from the big bad 5. That's Allstate, State Farm, Farmers, American Family, and Fred Loya. The 5 suckiest, most disgusting insurance companies you can have. 303-713-TALK. Okay, let's keep going. You have a question, Bill? Go ahead.
Hey, I got to throw this at you. Tell me if you've ever heard this. This has happened to me before. I went to renew a prescription, and they tell me, the assistants tell me that it's the law that to renew the prescription, it's been a little bit over a year since I've been in.
Into where? The doctor or?
For an office visit.
Okay.
I just sent them blood 5 or 6 weeks ago with his...
So you're going to ask me a question. Go ahead.
The question is on the prescription. Have you heard that I have to have been in within a year for him to renew it?
That's really something more of the insurance requirement or the doctor's requirement. I don't know of any law that addresses it, but I do know insurance companies will not just keep refilling prescriptions unless you can show a recent doctor visit, and they can set that time.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to pain pills. Now, a doctor
it's not pain pills.
Okay, a doctor will have his own policies on how they want to see you. So what is the prescription?
It's just... what the heck am I getting prescribed? Oh, it's just my inhalers. It's nothing narcotic or anything.
Well,
are you saying the pharmacist can't have his own policy?
I don't know if the pharmacy...
prescription ran out, and then the doctor's office is saying... They keep saying law.
Wait, the doctor's office is saying they want to see you.
Right. Well, I got an appointment for tomorrow.
Well, of course, that's their policy. No, I don't think a pharmacy can demand that you see your doctor. Right.
Pharmacy's not doing it. It's the doctor's office.
Right. And that's right. They can. Well, think about it, Bill. What if your condition changed so dramatically and they haven't seen you in 3 years? Who's the first one somebody's going to sue? The doctor's office. They have to protect themselves.
It's also a form of revenue for them.
Well, sure it is. But don't you see the liability there? If you have someone with high blood pressure and you just renewed it for 5 years without ever seeing them?
They're the first on the list.
Okay, so we talked about these shampooing. Is there such... You guys do water extraction, empowered water extraction. Is your water heated?
It is. We clean it about 210 degrees.
Now,
it's a hot water extraction.
Is there a such thing as shampooing anymore? To me, that just looks abusive, where they soap it up and the circle brushes just keep...
You bet. That's still on the market. The bad thing about the...
Do you like it? I hate it.
No, it sucks. Literally. I mean, it is terrible.
It doesn't suck.
Dirt. Yeah, it doesn't suck. No, it's a terrible process, and that's the technology in our industry. It hasn't changed for over 60 years, right? And that's the difference with Zero Res. We're on the cutting edge of the technology to do it right. And so, yeah, there is a lot of shampooing still there. There is a lot of soap that's used. And people think if I put more soap to it, it's going to get cleaner. And they chase their tails. It gets dirtier and dirtier.
How do you like cleaning these new waterproof carpets?
A lot of these
it doesn't
new
go through the
technology
pad.
carpets,
I like it. Yeah.
They can be an absolute pain in the butt to clean.
Why?
The recycled carpets.
Why?
Out of they just do not clean up well.
Ah.
And they sell you on these polypropylene that they wear really well. Bull crap. They look like crap. When you start walking over them, they get worn. They do not wear well. And so, personal preference, a nylon wool. Wool's probably one of your best carpets, but it's tough to maintain.
Now, Craig wants to do Why Am I Special? I told people the whole show, we've had full lines. If you want to tell me why you're special, I'm going to give you 15 seconds uninterrupted. Then I'm going to ask them follow-up questions to determine if you're special or not. And I'm just going to let them go for 15 seconds. Are you there, Craig?
I am, Tom.
Go.
The reason I'm special is I own and run Rocky Mountain Tire Service, which is Northern Colorado's only mobile tire service. And we're the only mobile tire service in the state that can offer road force balance and straight track balance at your location.
You did that in 15 seconds. I am so impressed. You must have practiced it.
Well, I listened to you enough, and I figure you got rules. So
He's doing My Tires Friday.
Oh, is he?
Right here in the parking lot.
So you actually go to people and do it?
Absolutely. My entire truck is my shop, so I go wherever they are.
I love the idea.
And he's the same price. He's the same price as if you went to, say, Discount Tire or Firestone or Goodyear.
Really?
Yes.
Wonderful. Just give out your phone number, Craig.
It is 970-412-2246. And if you want to purchase or set up schedule, all you have to do is go to RockyMountainTireService.com.
That sounds like a great business. RockyMountainTireService.com. 303-412. Didn't he say 2246?
I'm hoping he's got some good news for me Friday. And he knows what I'm talking about. But listen to this. How about this? You hit a website. You find the tires at the absolute best price you'll find them anywhere. He shows up and installs them wherever you are in the Denver metro area. Could it not get any easier than that?
He'll let you buy them anywhere.
Yeah, but there's a particular place I'm helping him with that I hope he gets the contract with.
Okay. All right. Chris says a hospital permanently injured him. Uh-oh. This is Chris?
Yes.
What's the injury?
Well, I'll try to spare you all the details.
Yeah.
It was, I have a complete colectomy and some other GI issues that I had to have surgery for, and so I'm left with what's called an internal pouch, and it was that was the choice.
What's an internal pouch? Is it part of what system?
It's part of your it's part of your you get either a colostomy bag or you get an internal.
Oh, so this is an internal pouch. Okay. Yeah. So how much of your intestines are left?
Well, the entire large intestine.
Okay. And then you have this pouch, and how is that internal pouch emptied?
Man, this is kind of gross.
No, I mean, just roughly how. I mean, is there a pump?
A catheter.
Oh, okay. So it's an internal pouch. Do they do that so you don't have to have that obtrusive colostomy bag?
Yes. I had a choice.
Okay. Hold on, and we'll come back to you and find out how they permanently injured you. You know, I talk about timing belts and how they're the most overlooked piece of maintenance on a car. It's because it's expensive. But it's the one thing that, if not replaced, could ruin your car, depending on your car. And most people, they buy used cars, and you're approaching 50,000 miles, and that 50 to 60,000 is the magic number. Some go as high as 90, but no matter what, that period of time, timing belts have to be replaced. Don't hide from it. Face it. Pro Auto Care is making it easier. Al, how are you making it easier?
Well, first, we'll take good care of you and bring you in and give you a $100 discount on the assembly. We quote the price of what it takes to do the job. Places will bait you. They'll give you a great price. You come in, and then they say, oh, by the way, you need your drive belts. Oh, you need your seals. Well, you do that on all jobs. We're not going to do that to you. We want to be upfront, give you a price of what it takes to do it, take $100 off, and we'll give you an oil change for free, or we'll give you a card for a free oil change for the future. You're saving money on both of those. 3-year, $36,000 national warranty on that repair.
That's great. So you're getting $100 off a timing belt replacement, plus a free oil change, plus a 36,000-mile warranty, and roadside assistance. So the next time you go to Al, you renew that and get another roadside assistance package. You know, every repair comes with that, and now a $100 off a timing belt repair. Think about that, or a timing belt replacement. 303 Pro Auto. You got a location near Evans and I-25 or near Bowles and Santa Fe. Call for details, 303 Pro Auto, and the website 303proauto.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
There's a few slow spots in the Highway Drive in the metro area. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Westbound I-270 stop and go either side of Vasquez. Seeing a little bit of delay on the northbound side of I-25, slow on the approach to 88th. And southbound 225 heavy on the approach to I-25 in that typical spot.
Me neither. I don't understand it. I truly do think he's a buffoon.
Oh, you're so crazy.
He is.
You're nuts. Okay.
Let him finish.
He only made $10 billion.
I don't mind his politics. I think that he just has no tact. I don't think he knows how to implement things because he's too abrasive. I think in a business world it's different because he just calls the shots. But he doesn't know how to work in an environment where it takes cooperation and diplomacy. He just doesn't.
Ask him how long it takes.
Fuller Law in 5.
If you're injured in an automobile accident, in fact, if you're injured anyway, and you think someone else is at fault, and they cost you, like time off of work, or quality of life, or just plain injuries and medical bills, you need the help of an attorney. John Fuller, Fuller Law. You know, so many people think, I'm going to try it first to see how it goes. Then if I need an attorney, I'll call someone. That's the worst thing you can do. In a serious accident, you need to call, and if you don't even know if it's serious, you need to call to find out. And you need to call someone you can trust to at least banter and bounce stuff off them and find out. John Fuller will be completely upfront and let you know where you stand and if you should retain him. And if you do, of course, he only collects if you collect. John Fuller, personalinjuryco.com. Don't be fooled by the words, hey, we take full responsibility. Sometimes insurance companies do that just to derail you, to put you off guard. Please don't trust insurance companies. I'm promising you, you are not their customer. They're policy holders. You're not their customer. Their stockholders are. They're investors. 303-597-4500 for John Fuller, Fuller Law. 303-597-4500. He's on my referral list at referrallist.com.
So how long will you guys let someone sit on the line? Like with Ruby? How long do you guys typically...
That red thing means she's been waiting an hour, but I took her 2 other times already. But the woman is kind of nutty, so she'll stay on there. And I just don't want to slow down the show with her.
Yeah.
She wants to cry. And she really, I mean, if I thought it was an emergency or we could help, I would do something. But sad.
I get that.
Sad.
Trump would help her.
He'd run over
No.
his car.
No. Well, that's what she needed done.
And then
No, my question to you is trying to understand a position of the other side. And I don't claim I'm some huge supporter of Trump. I usually stay out of politics.
I do.
I'm trying to get a clear understanding of why there's such an enmity towards him.
Because he's America first, and you know people don't look at it that way. Same reason the football
That has
players
nothing to do with it.
decide.
Would you say that?
I agree with his policies.
He is
I agree with
Trump
most of his policies. I agree with most of his policies.
Yeah.
I just think he is conflicting when he doesn't have to be.
He's abrasive.
Yes, that's a
right.
good word. He's
He
very
is,
abrasive.
and that's
well,
great.
there's no reason to be, Mark.
Yeah, there is, because people are assholes. So you tell them, I'm fucking abrasive too.
Okay, but I don't look at that as a presidency.
Yeah.
I do.
I hear that.
I don't.
He is
Hi,
Trump
Tom
first.
Martino here. One Clear Choice Garage Door.
Just call them out. If you have any garage door issues at any time, call them out. Call them out for a free inspection, the Martino inspection. They'll give you a written report on your door with no obligation. They'll also lubricate and adjust it along the way with the safety adjustments. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Openers starting at $299 with battery backup and Wi-Fi technology. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Chris said he has a serious issue with his intestines and, of course, had surgery. Most of his intestines are gone, and he has an internal pouch instead of a colostomy bag. And what happened, Chris? What went wrong?
Well, that series of operations was 20 years ago, and they used about 10 feet of my small intestine to make that internal pouch. So my digestive distance is very short, and it's only about 2 or 3 hours before my whole digestive, without getting into details, is complete.
Goes from food to whatever, yeah.
Yes, to the end result, yeah. So, it's actually been a year ago now, and I've been waiting to see if what they said would come true. But I get these things called pouchitis, and that's when your pouch somehow gets infected, and it does periodically. And they give me Flagyl to clear that up.
I don't know what Flagyl is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Flagyl is an antibiotic.
Okay. So then what?
It's specifically for usually digestive tract issues.
Okay.
So they gave me that, and I hate that drug anyway because it's painful. You get stomach aches real bad. But anyway, the way I would stay in shape or try and stay in shape, at that time I had my full body weight still, is I'd swim. And I got an earache from swimming.
But get to the part where the hospital injured you, if you can.
Yeah, I'm here right now. They prescribed me something for my earache. So at that point, I'm in the ER, and I said, can these two antibiotics be taken together? And the ER doc said, well, yes. But she left the room and didn't come back for a long time. And then she said, yes, they can. So I started the antibiotics, and I went home, and I had, like, number 10 pain on the couch.
Okay, so what did they do wrong?
Well, I called them up. I told them my symptom. They said, stop taking it. So what happened was, I'm trying to abbreviate this, I lost 20 pounds immediately.
But what did they do wrong? Let's get to that part. And I know you're trying to abbreviate it, and well, you should, because the really important stuff we need to know, we can find out off the air. But tell me what happened. What did they do wrong?
The two antibiotics, this is what I'm trying to find out. The two antibiotics combined burned the inside mucosa of my intestines and my absorption, what's left of my absorption. So I went from 175 pounds within a month to 153. And
so now your absorption is permanently screwed up as a result of this drug interaction?
Yes.
Okay, permanently screwed up.
Well, they said permanently, or it might come back over time. I'm 62. It's been a year and a half. Right now, the absorption that I have will only support 153 pounds. And I was 177, 175.
So they've done. Do they take responsibility for this? And is it only because you had the two antibiotics together, or any antibiotics would have done this?
No, the two together. I'd had Flagyl before by itself.
Okay, and because you took the two together, it ruined what you had left of your intestines.
It limited.
I understand. It burned off a layer and limited your absorption.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, so now your pouch still works, though, right?
The pouch works. Yeah.
It's just that you only absorb what, 20% or 80%?
That I don't know. I know that I've lost all my muscle mass and I can't get it back. Lifting weights, I will only sustain absorbing enough calories to keep myself at 153 pounds. I mean, when I was young, I was a pole vaulter and stuff. I can't even do 5 push-ups.
Do you have, okay, so everything else is functioning normally, though, right?
Well, like it was, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. You have that artificial, or that it's real, but it's a manufactured, for lack of a better word, pouch made from your own tissue. So you don't, and it's inside you, right? Is it right inside the rectum? Is it right there, or is it somewhere else?
No, it's basically right there. Not exactly, but there are some. Yeah.
And that's where you use the catheter.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to. How much worse are you? Is the question, and was it malpractice? That you really need to see a good attorney. I'll send you to one who will really take the time to listen to you,
Okay.
Marco.
Marco Bendinelli will listen to you. He really will. He will listen to every word you have to say. And I'm telling you, he's very impassioned if he thinks he can do something for you.
What a crappy problem, though.
Oh, Mark. I'm glad you're laughing. My God, I didn't want to make a joke.
A little comic relief never hurts.
Oh, Chris, you know, you've had your share of challenges, haven't you? Woo!
You don't even know.
My goodness.
I'm in the ER about every other month for the last 20 years.
Is it why does this cause all kinds of complications?
Well, what's natural is that I have adhesions from my multiple surgeries, and it distorts the tubular shape of the intestine. So I get blockages all the time, and I have to go in there and get them relieved.
Yeah, but are they going to argue that you were so screwed up anyway that they really didn't do anything, like this was about to happen?
No, this is aside from that. I had 2 infections that the antibiotics were, I don't know if they were too much or their interaction, but the surgeon told me, because I was trying to find out, for all the weight that I lost, do I have cancer?
So this can happen to anyone, though. A combination, it's not just because you had your bowel issues. You're saying this combination burned something in your intestines.
Yeah. It burned the cilia. There's a cilia lining that
I want to ask a very silly question.
Okay.
I'm serious. You know how things are born out of mistakes sometimes in research? I'm wondering, you know, they do gastric bypass surgery and all that stuff on people in an effort to get them to lose weight when they're really, really, you know, when they're obese. I'm wondering, is there a way to do that surgically, to burn that cilia that happened to you and purposely calculate the absorption rate to bring someone's weight down? That may sound like a very strange question, but you're telling me that there is an absorption rate that equals a certain weight no matter what you do.
Yes, and I've thought that same thing. People tell me, God, I would love that happen to me, because I tell them I can eat chocolate cake and I don't gain even a half a pound. I don't gain anything.
Okay, so Chris, did anybody ever ask you about that or tell you? Did any doctor ever say that? I mean, could the cilia be purposely manipulated within the large intestines to limit weight through absorption? You'd also, unfortunately, you also limit nutrition, which could kill someone.
Right, and that's been an issue. No one ever said that. This caught everybody by surprise, and my primary care physician has been wonderful, and she was baffled. She didn't know what it was, and finally sent me to a surgeon. And the surgeon, it's limited your absorption. You need to be taking vitamin supplements. And I said, I get nauseous if I eat much fat in a diet. I can be eating pizza.
Yeah.
The first slice takes.
We're going to give you the name of this attorney, because really you've told us enough that we know where to point you now. That's a very remarkable story, though. Remarkable story. 303-713-TALK. Of course, talking about medical advancements, it's amazing that they can do this to him. That instead of having that external pouch, they make it inside and try to make it as natural as possible. Thank God they have technology like that. You know, Dr. Kent Lawson pioneered the new orthodontics, and it is really amazing. If you
exactly, so I can be very specific and go, okay, this.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Mark Trenner for an invention, trademark, copyright, whatever you have, call Mark Trenner. Don't go to those internet places, 1-800 numbers, and lose your shirt on those things and get cheated. Call Mark Trenner, a local attorney who can take care of your copyright, your trademarks, your logos, your inventions, and your patent searches. 720-221-3708. That's Trenner Law. On my referral list at referralist.com, 720-221-3708. So let's give Chris Marco Bendinelli's number for that, and let's talk to Susan. Susan, what's going on with you?
I just have a quick question, Tom.
Yes.
Okay, you have a HE high efficiency top loading dishwasher washer?
Yes, I have a top loading washing machine, and it's an HD, and it's a Samsung.
Okay, well, mine's LG, but now you said you can put just a few clothes in there, and it just doesn't use much water.
You put whatever you put in, it spins, and it does a little shake and spin in the beginning, and it weighs and distributes the load, and by that measurement, it knows how much water to add.
Okay. Yeah, because I love it, and I just want to make sure, because when I do a small load, I hate wasting water. But
no, it'll load if you ever look in there, it fills accordingly. It's an amazing technology.
Okay.
They're way more efficient than we could ever be by trying to calculate it. So I noticed I had a few towels and some stuff I wanted to do, and I figure, why do a laundry load? But it automatically not only fills it to the proper level, but washes it for the amount of time it needs. It knows based on the load size and the weight, plus it distributes it. You hear it going, in the very beginning. And what that's doing is distributing and weighing the load. And then it fills, and then it washes, and it spins at the same way. It's amazing. I love technology. I feel like that guy in Napoleon Dynamite. I love technology. Remember the song he had?
No.
You don't? Okay. Anyway.
And I just wanted to double check because I just didn't want to do the wrong thing.
No, it's great. Thank you for asking. She remembered I talked about that. You don't
remember that song? Clean well?
Huh?
Does it clean well?
Yeah, it cleans really well.
Our experience with it has been it does not clean that well.
Well, Samsung. Do you have a Samsung?
We've got the HE washer that is supposed to use less water. I think it's an LG.
Oh, God, I love it. I love the Samsung. Now, do you use empowered water?
We do not.
You know what? And I'm not kidding. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a way with that water coming into the washer, if there's a way to do that technology where you do whatever you do.
Well, there's EO machines. That's what you call electrolyzed oxidative water.
Right.
But you could put that in a home and clean with it. We just haven't done that.
Right. It would be cool because you wouldn't need detergent. You really wouldn't. You hardly need detergent anyway, to be honest with you, when it comes to today's technology on washers. Okay, what's going on, David? What's happening? David?
Oh, there I am. Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
I was wondering if I could get out of a contract with a contractor.
It depends. Now, it depends, David. There are usually outs in a contract, or if he's breaching the contract, what's the situation quickly so you don't run out of time?
Hail damage in May. Hired them in July. Got the first check. Their estimate was $10,000. Insurance was $6,000. So they were going after the insurance for more money. So
it's called an auxiliary claim. It's not unusual.
Okay. So insurance came back with $14,000, and I had to wait until late September, October. And now Dream Home's new estimate is $25,000, even though they've negotiated.
Why do they keep going up?
I don't know. Profit and overhead is one of the things that they're going after, and I was wondering if I could get out of the original contract or just hold them to that original estimate.
Well, it depends. We'd have to have somebody look at it if you want to send it to us.
Okay.
If you want to send it to us, but are these guys looking out for your best interest or for their best interest? That's the thing we have to determine. I mean, it doesn't sound, it sounds weird to me that they're finding that much more stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
And you don't go after profit and overhead at the end. So just have him send us the contract. Ruby?
Yes.
You called me. We've been on 3 times. You know, you're crying about going to court tomorrow, but I don't, in fact, I don't know what else we can do. I just wanted to let you know that you need to have a public defender. I want to put out zero res. I want to let him know that 3 areas for $109 plus a small water handling fee. It's $109 for 3 areas, and it's...
With the country this divided,
where does it stop?
Now, more than ever, it's time to come together and talk about it.
The violence and vitriol that is going on in this country is ridiculous.
Protests.
Do we want equality or retribution?
Trump.
I don't want my president being politically correct.
Reaction.
That's all they want is a reaction.
This is Denver's place to talk about the news.
I hope it's a turning point for the betterment of America.
630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Have you had to deal with a garage floor or interior floor that's sinking? Brian here with Advanced Mudjacking. Negative drainage on a porch or patio, sloping floors, trip hazards and sidewalks, or just a...
Because there's a certain amount that you need for certain absorption.
Well, I know, but to burn that off or to... that seems like it'd be a dicey proposition to me.
I got to tell you something, and then it grows back over time, but you can maintain weight for a very, very long time.
Well, he says they said it's
They would
supposed to, but
stick
it's
a rod
not.
up your ass, basically, and I'm telling you.
Well, there's people that have had tapeworms.
Like anesthesia.
Seriously, to get rid of weight.
Yeah. It's like anesthesia. You go under anesthesia like you're having your, what do you call it, the colonoscopy, and it's conscious sedation. You burn the cilia. It limits your absorption rate. You eat anything you want. Now, if you don't learn anything, of course, about eating,
you get back up under your weight.
But I'm not kidding when I tell you it fascinates me. It really fascinates me.
Jens, thanks so much. Have a good day. Good to see you guys.
Go Trump!
Passionate about it.
Don't let those haters, man, get to you.
Any needs that you have at your house, Tom?
Yeah, okay, you don't do high-rise, right?
We can go about the 4th.
They don't have the equipment.
Yeah, we just can't get that high-rise.
The high-rise is the main deal, so I have, so that guy...
What level are you on?
Oh, God. 15.
Okay.
Or 14 on this one, I mean.
So
that guy that you have me, does he use the empowerment?
No, he does not.
Well, wait a minute, you referred me to him.
I know, but he doesn't have our technology.
I thought he did. That was the whole reason I did it.
No.
I know you've done my home, though, Bonnie. That, for sure, is beautiful.
Yeah,
But tell me something.
He does not use
empowered water.
No. He says he is?
No, I just assumed that's why I used him.
No, he used to be one of our technicians, and he went and started his own business.
Well, do you have anyone that can put that water in a portable machine and do high-rise?
Geez, think of how would they get a huge tank up there?
That's our technology, right? One, ZFS is not going to allow us to go up to somebody else.
When it's in a tank, how long does it last?
Well, that B water has got a longer shelf life.
Then why can't you put it in a portable machine?
So you've got problems of your heat with the portable machine, your ability to extract with that portable machine properly, and the portable machine can't, over time, won't keep up with that water. That water, it has to be stainless steel guts and internal parts to that portable machine, and they just don't make those. So no, he does not do that. And I apologize if that was the.
No,
I don't recall.
It was kind of like Stephanie said, use this guy.
Don't tell Steph.
So
no, we used in the house. We did.
But in the house, we certainly.
No, I'll let you know. Okay, sure. I got to see when we last did it, but I got to tell you that I'm pretty happy with the house, and it's not that I'm unhappy with the condo because it hardly gets dirty, but there is an area I definitely need done, and God, I would love to have that because when you guys do the house, it literally looks new. Literally.
And that's the difference between
God Almighty,
the water and best and
you
the
have a
franchise.
huge market you're missing out on.
Yeah, but those condos and stuff can be a royal pain in the butt to deal with.
Oh,
we've cleaned apartments and that
with
kind
the
of stuff.
HOAs and yeah, you got
a royal
check
pain in the
in.
butt. So it's not a market now.
Can you go generic?
Yeah, I can. You gotta let me know sooner. I got another show I gotta go run. So.
Okay. Well, then it would be worse if I recorded one.
Well, I need to know one way way or the other.
We're working on it.
Okay.
But it's that market for us right now is just not just not appealing enough to put the investment and everything behind it. So
I know what you're saying. It's not because of. Are you saying get in and out quick enough either?
Nah, it's just low in the butt setup.
Your retirement every Saturday on 6:30 KM. You're invited.